stores like Marvin and Anderson. We also offer kitchen and bath options like R.D. Henry cabinets and Onyx showers to make your home stand the test of time. Ask about our in-state delivery and direct shipment options. Check us out at krupplumber.com. Krupp Lumber, service is our specialty.
Do you need custom shirts, hoodies, polos, or other apparel printed or embroidered? Hi, this is Tyler with 37 Print Company in Hutch. Whether it's for your sports team, business, or church, we've got you covered. Check out our work on our Facebook page at 37 Print Co. We print shirts.
Hi, Josh French, owner of Tallgrass Turf Solutions in McPherson. Now's the time to rebuild your lawn after the summer heat damage. From aerations to overseeds, we can set up your lawn for success next year. For all of your turf management and lawn care needs, contact Tallgrass Turf Solutions in McPherson. Online at tallgrassturfsolutions.com. Tallgrass Turf Solutions in McPherson, we build gorgeous, self-sustaining lawns.
When you locate mold in your home or business, it's important to handle the problem as soon as possible because prolonged exposure can be dangerous to your health. Don't let mold be a problem for you. Call Freshco today at 620-417-6521 and start living fresh.
Bud Conklin here. At Conklin Automotive, most of our vehicles come with our Drive Forever powertrain warranty, which gives you coverage for as long as you own your car. Now that's driving with confidence. Find us in Hutchinson, Newton, Salina, or at ConklinCars.com. Drive with confidence. Drive with Conklin.
All Metal Recycling with 10 locations, including right here in Salina and McPherson. Buying all types of metal, aluminum cans, copper, steel, junk cars, farm cleanups, oil field equipment, and container services. The best prices with the best service. All Metal Recycling.
Life moves pretty fast, but not at Freddy's. When that first bite hits, you can't help but slow down. The secret to quality time is just quality and time. That's Freddy's.
Mom, what's wrong with them?
That's called quality time. Don't stare.
The following is a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network. Coming up, coverage of McPherson Bullpup football on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP. Bullpup football is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Coming up on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. We'll break down tonight's matchup and preview other key games on the Ad Astra Sports Network. Tonight's kickoff is just 30 minutes away.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
8 weeks have come and gone, and it's finally time for the high school football playoffs, and we have that for you right here from McPherson High School Football on 98.9, 1540 KMCP, AdAstraRadio.com, the Ad Astra Radio mobile app, and also streaming live via video on Ad Astra TV. The Bullpups earned a huge win on senior night just 1 week ago, going up against their rival, the Buhler Crusaders, and defeating them 21-15. It finally snapped a 2-game losing skid, but they're looking to exact some revenge today, as going up against the Bullpups to start off the playoffs are a team that has defeated them before. They are the Augusta Orioles. Alongside Nathan Robles, studio engineer Sherry Bruce, and live stream coordinator Jeremy Snap, I'm Lane Gillespie. Thank you so much for spending your Friday night here with us. The regular season is over, and now it's that time. The name of the game is Survive and Advance. 6 games to go all the way to the state championship, and a team in 4A will go 6-0 to win it all. Today is the start of the journey for both McPherson and for Augusta. For McPherson, they're looking to get back on the right track. They started off the season just 4-1 before getting on a 2-game losing skid, and McPherson was deemed as one of the best teams in the state before that losing skid. Meanwhile, for Augusta, they are a team that struggled out of the gate and then really flipped a switch. They defeated McPherson here on homecoming 50-29, and then followed it up with a blowout win against Circle to close off the regular season. So Augusta's on a 2-game win streak. But there's plenty on the line with this being the playoffs. McPherson looking to go to the regionals round for the 10th year in a row. Augusta looking for their first playoff win since 2021. And this, Nathan, starts off what will be a stretch each and every week of saying this is the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Every game is the biggest game of the year from here on out. Every snap is the biggest snap from here on out. Every drive is the biggest drive from here on out. This is the time of the year where anything can happen. It's any given Friday night. There's so much parity in Class 4A playoffs right now. Anybody can beat anybody, and it's just going to be a wild ride, and I'm going to buckle my seatbelt and get ready for it.
There's already one game that has been completed in 4A, which happened yesterday, but there's still 15 more games, including this one for Week 9. We'll step aside. We'll give you the history once again between McPherson and Augusta, but it's the first round of the playoffs between the Bullpups and the Orioles. You're listening to McPherson High School Football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County on Ad Astra Radio.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Find exclusive Bullpup content online at adastraradio.com, including schedules, stories, and game day audio. McPherson Bullpup football on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
This is Leah Amdahl from Farmers Alliance and proud mom of Bullpup number 58. After living in several different places prior to settling in McPherson, our family truly appreciates the feeling of community we found here. Being a part of Farmers Alliance crew also fills me with pride as we root for our local community, students, and coaches, both in the game and beyond. While you hustle for that victory, we're on the sideline safeguarding our customers. At Farmers Alliance, we're thrilled to be a part of this fantastic community, and we can't wait to cheer on all our local teams to success.
Get back to doing what you love with Advanced Physical Therapy in McPherson. Whether you're recovering from injury, surgery, or just want to move with less pain, their expert team is here to help. Call or stop by Advanced Physical Therapy in McPherson today.
Do you need custom shirts, hoodies, polos, or other apparel printed? Tired of overpaying with online companies? Hi, this is Tyler with 37 Print Co. in Hutch. Come see us and get your shirts printed locally. Check out our work on our Facebook page at 37 Print Co. We print shirts.
20 years ago, we started with a simple mission: to provide an unrivaled customer experience by bringing trusted technology and superior service to Kansans. This milestone belongs to you, our customers. Together, we've built something worth celebrating, and we can't wait to see what the next 20 years bring. Now, get the latest smartphones on us. Next Tech Wireless, celebrating 20 years of connecting Kansans.
Ready for banking at your fingertips? With Farmers State Bank's mobile banking app, Take Charge. Turn your card on or off, boost spending limits, transfer funds, set security alerts, change PINs, and travel worry-free. Your money, you're in control. Farmers State Bank, more than just a bank. Member FDIC.
Scoot on by your locally owned Scooters Coffee for a spine-chilling zombie apocalypse Red Bull infusion with flavors of prickly pear and blue raspberry. A frightening concoction. Scooters Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooters Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, Salina, and Abilene.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
Welcome back to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. We continue pregame coverage of McPherson High School football as they host Augusta as part of the playoffs as we continue the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County. It's now time to give you the history between McPherson and Augusta once again as we join our Bullpup historian, Mark Heidebrecht. And obviously these two teams have met once before, which we'll talk about a lot here today. But, you know, these two teams met once before, and Augusta's win broke a lengthy streak that McPherson had. So what are the updated numbers now, Mark?
Okay, well, you alluded to the last game 2 weeks ago where Bullpups were more or less shocked in a 29-50 home loss. So that makes our series record 11-2. The series started back in 2014, and of course the last game we played was just 2 weeks ago. We have played a total of 13 times, and that's 26 out of the 55 football opponents since 1920. So they're moving up the ladder on frequency. The McPherson's home record against Augusta is 5-2, and away we're 6-0. Offensive averages changed a little bit. McPherson's averaging 41.9 points per game. Augusta's up to 14.7 points per game. Average winning margin, McPherson wins by 34.9 points per game on average. And Augusta, when they have won, have averaged 13.5 points per game. We don't have a current winning streak, but we have won 10 out of the last 11 games against Augusta. So that's pretty good. Highest scores in the series. McPherson scored 63 points on October 5th, 2018 in McPherson for a 63-6 win. Augusta set a new high water mark 2 weeks ago. They scored 50 points in McPherson for a 50-29 win. Highest winning margins in the series. McPherson won by 57 points on October 5th, 2018 in McPherson by a score of 63-6. Augusta set a high water mark by winning by 21 points just 2 weeks ago in that 50-29 win. Coach Paz's record now stands at 10-2. Sometimes I will mention notable games in a series. I hadn't had one the last time, but I think we have to tip our hat to Augusta 2 weeks ago where they scored their highest score ever, 50 points, and their highest winning margin ever, 21 points. So hopefully the Bullpups will use that last game against Augusta, coupled with the big win over Buhler to maybe turn this thing around this time.
I know they're fired up, but just continuing that tip of the cap, I mean, and we talked about it again, their starting quarterback, Brody Haskell, I don't know what it is with him, if he has a vendetta against McPherson, playing in McPherson, because in basketball last February, he dropped 35 points in the Roundhouse. Now, McPherson won that game, but 35 points is still very, very impressive, especially at the high school level. And then what does he do at McPherson Stadium 2 weeks ago? 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 5 made PATs, a made field goal, and a defensive interception. My goodness.
Maybe he'll be injured this week.
Even if he is, I think he'll still be pretty good.
Yeah, apparently.
it's going to take a lot to take him down. So, but we'll see what McPherson has in store to do so here today. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. If the Bullpups win, we'll see you once again next week. If not, basketball season's around the corner, so we will see you then. But we hope to see you this time next week, though.
I hope so, yes.
That's Mark Heidebrecht, our Bullpup historian. We'll talk about the ones to watch for in today's game, Haskell likely being one of them. Coming up next in the Midway Motors Drive to the game as we continue the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
Calling all McPherson College volleyball fans. Come join us at the Holman Fieldhouse on Saturday, November 8th at 2 o'clock for Senior Day as the Bulldogs take on Evangel University. Sponsored by Stamatic of Central Kansas. Purchase your tickets online at macbulldogs.com. Fill up the seats and get loud as you cheer the Bulldogs to victory. As always, it's a great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm Jared, inviting you to Krupp Lumber in Heston to check out our Milwaukee line of tools and outdoor power equipment. Milwaukee is the top manufacturer of tools and equipment trusted by woodworkers, electricians, do-it-yourselfers, builders, and other professionals. I invite you to come to Krupp Lumber in Heston to check out our impressive selection of Milwaukee tools to help you finish your jobs more efficiently. Ask about our in-state delivery. Check us out at krupplumber.com. Krupp Lumber, service is our specialty.
Here's a bright idea. The internet should work. Just like electricity, water, or sewer, it's a utility. It should work as consistently as one. I mean, can you imagine what buffering would be like in the shower? Or worse, if the toilet ever started lagging? The internet should just work. Another bright idea from Ideatech.
Get high-speed Ideatech fiber internet at ideatech.com.
LS Tractor is your performance pack tractor for all seasons, now offering 0% for 120 months on select models, including our 57 horsepower Hydrostat. Our universal skid steer quick attach makes switching a breeze. Our tough heavy lifting loaders give you more strength. Add a third function easily and get your grapple on. Get a wide range of capabilities, attachments, and implements. Visit Moundridge Tractor and get more features for less money, where customer service has been our business since 1985. Start blue, stay blue with LS Tractor.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
Welcome back into the Midway Motors Drive to the game as we continue the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County. It's the McPherson Bullpups at home for the first round of playoffs, hosting the Augusta Orioles in a league rematch. 2 weeks ago, these two teams met. Augusta won 50-29. But Coach Pav has said, which you'll also hear from in our next segment, this might be probably a different McPherson team now than we saw then, especially defensively. And that's, definitely a promising sign for McPherson coming into this game if they want to try to turn things around. So there's a lot to look forward to today, though. It's the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be a fun one here in McPherson. But obviously, given what happened a couple of weeks ago, there's a lot of people to look out for both teams. I think, I talked about it with Mark. I wonder who the first person to look out for Augusta will be.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty obvious. I think it's Brody Haskell, the quarterback. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he went 10 of 13 for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he threw it a lot to Brecken Albert as well. That's a guy I think we need to watch out for. And then the running back, Owen Roberts, he's over 800 yards of rushing this year. And against McPherson 2 weeks ago, 215 total rushing yards. Split a couple of different ways, but I think that's where we get into the McPherson ones to watch. I really think Carter Melton took a step up last week. Sophomore linebacker, had 11 tackles, led the team last week against Buhler. They switched to, instead of a traditional 4-3, they switched to more of a nickel-based defense, a 4-2-5. Carter Melton took a step forward. I think he's going to be one to watch. And then obviously I think Carter Bankston's going to be another one to watch on the offensive side. Only 2 interceptions all year, but one of them was against Augusta 2 weeks ago.
And that was Brody Haskell was the one that picked that one off too. So those are definitely a lot of guys to watch out for. When we return, we will have our pregame conversation with head coach Jace Pavlovich of the Bullpups. That's coming up next. You're listening to coverage of Bullpup football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
The Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Midway Motors in McPherson, Newton, Hutchinson, and Hillsboro for every mile of life. Stay tuned as we sit down for a pregame chat with head coach Jace Pavlovich.
Do you have the right financial advisor to help you reach your goals? Ameriprise Advisors can provide personalized, goal-based advice to help you feel more confident about your financial future. Call Prairie Hills Financial Group of Ameriprise Financial Services at 620-504-5062. Office is located at 223 South Main Street, McPherson, Kansas. Ameriprise Financial cannot guarantee future financial results. Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
At Blue Stem Communities, they believe in living well at every stage of life. With trusted locations in McPherson, Heston, North Newton, and Hutchinson, they're proud to offer vibrant senior living options from independent living to assisted care and skilled nursing. Each community is grounded in compassion, connection, and a commitment to nonprofit mission. Come and see what living well can be at Blue Stem Communities. Live well with Blue Stem Communities in McPherson, Heston, North Newton, and Hutchinson.
Welcome back into pregame coverage of McPherson High School football here on KMCP as we continue pregame coverage as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County. Now time to talk with the head coach of the Bullpups, Jace Pavlovich. Coach, first of all, let's talk about last Friday and going into this week. Obviously a big win against Buhler, but one of the things that you told me going into the press box was the kids believe again. And this came after a couple of really rough weeks. So how did that belief go into watching film on Saturday and then going into practice this week? What have you seen out of the team mentality wise?
Yeah, it was a huge win for us, in many different ways, but they started believing in each other again. Again, when you have guys that maybe try and do other people's jobs because they're not sure they're going to get it done, that's a recipe for disaster. And we started playing good team football again, and the results are pretty obvious. When we do our job, worry about ourselves, and trust the guy next to him, good things happen. And we came out against Buhler and we were more physical. We executed our assignments. We were disciplined. We were all of those things, and the scoreboard took care of itself because, this is a good football team, and it is something that we have been harping on since this summer is that consistency piece, and it's no magical recipe for success. When you got guys that are playing hard and trusting each other, good things will happen. And in the last couple of weeks prior to the Buhler week is the message stayed the same. When things are really tough, you just you got to treat people right, trust each other, and work your butt off. And the kids really bought into that last week, and the process is what we have to really focus on, and the results, like I said, will take care of themselves.
Well, one aspect of the game that really helped was the defensive side of the football. I mean, Buhler came in a highly physical team up front, especially with rushing the ball, but you guys really limited them on the run game. So what did you see out of the defensive side, just coming together as a team, and what shifted from the Augusta game to last week's game to really help out and get you guys a win?
Well, a lot of it, in high school football especially, a lot of it deals with matchups. And, we matched up pretty well with Buhler. But we did change from a 4-3 structure back to a 4-2 structure, something our guys were a little more comfortable with. And they obviously executed really well. We're flying around. And the fumble that we recovered on the first series from them, that really kick-started things for us. And when something good like that happens, you want to see your team respond, and they did. And you want to see your team respond for the rest of the game, and they did. There was no let-ups throughout the course of the game. They just kept fighting, and again, when you got something like that, and when you got the ability that we have as players here, then again, good things are going to happen.
Well, on the offensive side of the ball, things are definitely stagnant in the first half, and it was that way for both teams. But then you guys really got kick-started late in the third quarter and moving into the fourth. So what really helped kick-start that, especially to bring the offense back to what we've seen all season long?
Well, we knew it was going to be a challenge. Buhler's given up one rushing touchdown all year. They have to lead the country in negative plays or tackles for loss. They're one of those teams that puts 7 men in the box and blitzes and twists and slants and we told the kids, in both the running and the passing game, they're going to get some negative plays. They're going to do some good things, and we just got to stay the course. And up front, our guys kept taking their zone steps properly, and yes, they got us on occasion, but we rushed the football last Friday night better than anyone has on Buhler all year long. And, that's a testament because, you're talking about we ran the football better than Great Bend did against Buhler. We ran the football better than Wamego did against Buhler. Again, it comes back to that trust factor and that guys just trust that we're going to pop some big ones. And we did in the running game and we did in the passing game. When they're loading the box with 7 guys, we have to win in the vertical passing game. And, that's not an easy feat to do. There's a lot of factors involved in the deep passing game, but we had some receivers step up. Ashton's getting double covered all night, and we needed some guys to step up, and they did. Brody Hoffman had some great catches. We had 7 different receivers catch balls. And so, when you're able to spread it out a little bit and so they can't focus on one person, you feel like you got a chance for success, and we did just that.
Well, to start off playoffs, you return home, but you have a rematch against Augusta, a team that you guys fell to a couple of weeks ago. How do you turn it around this time and keep moving forward in the playoffs?
Well, our guys are excited. There was some discrepancy in the seeding process, and we're not thrilled about it. But you get seeded as a 7 seed, and we beat the 5 seed head to head in Rose Hill, and we beat the 6 seed head to head in Buhler. But honestly, I'm kind of glad it ended up the way it ended up. I'm kind of glad that we get to play Augusta again. And our kids, I wasn't sure how our kids would respond to it, but they have been excited all week long. They're ready for this rematch. Defensively, our guys got a lot more confidence coming into this one, and we did change up our game plan a little bit more because of their RPO game, and that's really what killed us last time we played these guys. So they do have some really good personnel. They've got great quarterback play. They've got some great receiver play, and they made us hurt and they made us pay in that last game as a result. So we've got some things for them, scheme-wise, that our kids have been working on all week, and it's looked really good so far.
Talking with head coach of the Bullpups, Jace Pavlovich. Coach, we really appreciate you taking your time. Best of luck.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We'll continue more of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up next as we continue the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County on Ad Astra Radio for Bullpup Football on KMCP.
We've got more of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Midway Motors in McPherson, Newton, Hutchinson, and Hillsboro for every mile of life. 98.9 and 1540 KMCP. The McPherson Bullpups play here.
Looking for memory care that feels like home? Pleasant View Home offers private rooms, 24-hour specialized care, and monitored doorways for safety so you can have peace of mind. Our memory care neighborhood includes a secure outdoor courtyard and its very own activity director to keep residents active, engaged, and fulfilled. This is care that puts the resident first, with compassion, comfort, and respect. Pleasant View Home in Inman.
At Health Equip, we are committed to bringing comfort to you and your home. That's why we specialize in health and mobility products designed to keep you feeling your best and living with ease. From CPAPs and BiPAPs to oxygen services and respiratory supplies, our full line of equipment is backed by friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to help find the right fit. Right now, enjoy 20% off our power mobility products and lift chairs. Find us at healthequip.com or visit us in Hutchinson, Newton, and McPherson. Health Equip, comfort, care, and a better way to live.
Bullpup Football on KMCP.
The Bullpups and the Orioles have taken the field, and McPherson did something a little different today. When they announced the starting lineups, they normally do the offense. Today they did the defense. Well, they were definitely a aspect of the team to highlight from last week. So that was a pretty cool moment that McPherson did just right before the teams took the field. Well, let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups. These lineups are brought to you by Ag 360 Insurance. Let's start off with the offensive end for the Augusta Orioles. The starting quarterback is Brody Haskell. He's also the starting kicker and punter. Running back is Owen Roberts. Receivers are Brecken Albert, Jet Highfill, Roman Bridwell. Tight end is Cade Kamek. The offensive line, Griffin Tatum, Hoyt Gold, Gunnar Carey, Tyler Henman, and Drew Borm. The Oriole defense is as follows on the front line in their 4-2-5 style of defense. Jackson Ingram, Clayton Hall, Gunnar Carey, and Griffin Tatum. The linebackers are Cade Kamek and Dalton Apple, and the defensive backs are Brecken Albert, Cale Wills, Jet Highfill, and Brody Haskell. Now the starting lineups for McPherson High School. Starting off on the offensive end, the starting kicker and punter is Jackson Hoover. Starting quarterback is Carter Bankson. Running back is Dane Becker. Receivers are Ashton Malm, Isaac Puhala, and Paxton Ingalls. Starting tight end is Bo Barkley. The front line from left to right are Dylan Hall, Jace Gunn, Braxton Burgess, Creighton Bird, and McCoy Berggren. And then on the defensive side of the football for McPherson, they switched to a 4-2-5 style of defense rather than a 4-3, as you heard Coach Pav talk about in the last segment. The front line is Bo Barkley, Carter Leathers, Dylan Hall, and Jaron Stutzman. The linebackers Asher Allen and Nolan Piercy. The nickel is A.J. Bullocks, and the defensive backs are Keaton Crane, Carter Busker, Dakota Lynn, and Dane Becker. Those are the starting lineups brought to you by Ag 360 Insurance. Ag 360 Insurance is here to partner in your legacy. Contact agents Darren Eddy or Cody Moores in Inman. Kickoff to the playoffs for 2025 is coming up after this. It's the number 7 seed, the McPherson High School Bullpups, against the number 10 seed, the Augusta Orioles. More coming up next, including Kickoff. You're listening to Bullpup Football in the healthy blue Kansas. Road to a championship presented by Thrive Allen County on Ad Astra Radio.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Find exclusive stories highlighting Bullpup athletics at adastraradio.com. The McPherson Bullpups play on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Looking for your next ride? This is Jason. Come see me at McPherson Car Connection, where you'll find quality used vehicles you can trust. McPherson Car Connection. Stop by today for a quick, no-hassle, enjoyable car buying experience.
McPherson's newest lunch and dinner spot is here. The Boiler House at 1725 East Euclid on the edge of the McPherson College campus serves fresh salads, sandwiches, and wraps, plus drinks for everyone. Open weekdays from 11 to 2, 4:30 to 8.
Protect your home with WaveTech Roofing and Guttering in McPherson. Eco-friendly synthetic roofing to lifetime gutter systems, we deliver durability you can count on. Call today for your free estimate or visit wavetechroofing.com.
Elevate every space with the Good Merchant in Lindsborg. From unique home decor to thoughtful gifts and beautiful accessories, you'll find the good stuff for every occasion. Shop your style at the Good Merchant, downtown Lindsborg.
One of the most important elements of success is knowing when to expand and when to focus on strengthening what you have. At People's Bank and Trust, we've done just that over the years, ensuring that we always have a solid base to provide for our customers and our community. At People's Bank and Trust, we never promise more than we can deliver, and what we deliver is safe, sound, reliable banking that puts you first. Let us put our experience to work for you and your family. People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
When quality of care matters, let the compassionate and professional staff at Hospice and Home Care of Reno County serve you. We are committed to the well-being of our community because we are your neighbors and friends. We provide services such as home health, hospice, private duty, palliative care, and voice care. Count on us to provide your in-home health care services. Wherever you consider home, Hospice and Home Care of Reno County, your local not-for-profit agency serving a 50-mile radius of Hutchinson. We care how you live.
Bullpup Football on KMCP.
It's that time. It's Playoff football as the McPherson Bullpups host the Augusta Orioles. Once again, we thank you for tuning in here on 98.9, 1540 KMCP. Happy Halloween. Hope you're staying safe and staying warm out there. The kickoff temperatures, 51 degrees and cloudy. Winds only 5 to 10 miles an hour from the north to the south. McPherson won the opening coin toss. They have elected to defer. Augusta will get the ball to start the second half. McPherson in their home red unis, red jerseys, red pants with white stripes and white lettering and numbering on the front and back with white helmets. Augusta in the Halloween colors, their road whites that are white jerseys, white pants with black lettering and numbering on the front and back with an orange outline and black helmets. Uniforms are brought to you by McPherson Laundry and Dry Cleaners. It's where to take your clothes. McPherson will kick from right to left as we view the turf. It's Jackson Hoover in to kick, back deep to return. Brecken Albert and Roman Bridwell. It's a high pooch kick that will bounce to a vacant area on the near side, takes a side-to-side spin, and it's bounced on by Albert. McPherson came in really quick. Mason Miller could have possibly had a play on the ball, but a good heads-up play by Albert to get onto the ball. And Augusta will start off just 1 second off of the clock at their own 24 to start off this game. It's playoff time.
Yeah, this offense here, this is going to be an option offense. They're going to want to run the football as best as possible, and they're going to try to run through Owen Roberts. He's had over 800 yards, but Brody Haskell, the quarterback, 57% through the air, over 1,600 yards through the air, 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, so he will put the ball in harm's way.
Twin backs in the shotgun, low snap, and a fake pitch out to the receiver, and Haskell finds an opening, cuts to the left, and then gets brought down by his shoestrings by Dane Becker for a gain of 7 yards on that play. Bit of a contrast from when we saw Augusta here for the first time, where they had 2 touchdowns in 2 plays, just a 7-yard gain on their very first play.
Yeah, that's what we talk about with a little bit of misdirection there. They're going to fake like they're going to go the little pop pass and then just go a simple quarterback power and pick up 7 yards with their quarterback, Brody Haskell.
In the tailback or the twin back again, they'll hand it off to the running back right side. That's Roberts, who got away from one man up past the 35 and wrestled his way past the 40 near side. First down for Augusta to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, this Augusta offense, 32 attempts on the ground, 215 yards. They ended up having 4 touchdowns on the ground. The longest rush that day was 67 yards.
They had 325 rushing yards against Circle last week, in which they won 46-7. In the shotgun, it is a pitch up the middle to a receiver trying to cut left, trying to lay out a stiff arm. How about Colt Chapman bringing him down for just a 4-yard gain and an open field tackle as Cade Kamak went with the little stiff arm, but the shorter Colt Chapman brought him down. Kamak is 6'3", Chapman 5'9".
Yeah, that's just a simple tight end like pop pass essentially, and what they're going to do is they're going to pitch it forward for a pass to Kamak, and he's going to run and have wide open space. But an excellent job by Colt Chapman to hold his contain, and make a good open field tackle.
Minute and a half in, no score. Augusta with the ball for the first time. 2nd down and 6. Fake handoff, quick throw near side, out of the flats, caught by Albert, spins away from one would-be tackler, gets the first down into McPherson territory, and it takes a slew of pups to bring him down as they finally blow the whistle between the hash of the numbers near side at the McPherson 41-yard line. So go from 141 to the other, move the chains, makes it first down for Augusta.
Yeah, big pickup there of 14 yards for Augusta. They wanted to get the football out to Brecken Albert as fast as possible, had a little screen play, and only had one blocker out in front. Keaton Crane had to make an open field tackle, was unable to, picked up a big 14 yards.
This has already been a very productive drive for Augusta, a drive that started at their own 24. And 2 minutes in, they're at the McPherson 41. Play action, looking to throw. Here comes pressure off the edge. Here comes an extra man. Haskell escapes, pointing receivers down. Here's a deep pass intended for Bridwell, but it's over his head and incomplete. He would have had an opening in the back of the end zone as he burned Keaton Crane, but just a little bit too much mustard on the right hand from Brody Haskell, who is signed to be a college baseball athlete at Butler, but throwing the football just a bit too much that time.
Yeah, one of the matchups that I'm going to watch, especially between the offensive line and defensive line, is Jaron Stutzman versus both tackles. Him and Bo Barkley, both guys had great games last week. They got some push there and forced Haskell to get outside of the pocket and just kind of blew up that play.
Incomplete makes it 2nd and 10. Clock stops, 9:40 to go first quarter. Snap, quick pass near side, caught by Albert. Goes backwards, spins away from one man, but just goes backwards by a yard inside the 40 to the 30. 8-yard line is where they'll mark it. So a 3-yard gain and the first attempt at a third down coming up for Augusta. It'll be 3rd down and 7, rather 6. They gave him an extra yard to the 37.
Again, they go back to that play. Just a screen pass out to Brecken Albert with Bridwell out in front on the block. Was able to come in and make an open field tackle with both safeties in this nickel defense.
3rd down and 6 for Augusta in the shotgun. 2 receivers wide to the right on the right hash. Play action. Haskell looks to throw. Fires off his back foot one-on-one. It is caught by K-Mac. Just getting past Becker and down inside the 20 to the 19. A terrific dart thrown by Haskell, and that makes it a 1st down for Augusta.
What an excellent throw by Haskell. He fitted into a really tight window there. Cover 2 on the outside. Dane Becker was coming across with K-Mac and was able to fit it over the top of Nolan Piercy, the nickel linebacker. What an excellent throw. What an excellent catch.
1st down and 10 at the McPherson 19-yard line. 8:35 to go first quarter. This is the first possession on offense for either team. McPherson won the toss and deferred, so Augusta had it first. Out of the shotgun, they'll hand it off to Roberts just up the gut from the left side on a counter play, and he will be ruled down with forward progress at the 17-yard line for a gain of just 2 yards.
Yeah, Roberts is a good running back for this Augusta team. They we talked about in the pregame show, they started very, very, very bad to begin the year. They've slowly turned a corner and have really kind of hit their stride coming into today, and it's in big part due to Owen Roberts and Brody Haskell.
Ruled a gain of 2 instead. 2nd down and 8 yards coming up at the 17 for Augusta. No score here with under 8 minutes to go in the first frame. 1 receiver wide on each side. K-Mac in motion right to left. 2 backs in the backfield. Motion up front. Nobody cross. Fake handoff. Quick pass near side. Caught. K-Mac at the 15. Past the 10. Trying to stay in bounds, but tiptoes his way and pushed out at around the 5-yard line. It will be a 1st down for Augusta. 1st down and goal at the 5.
Yeah, K-Mac again. They're just going to get him out inside into the flat on that play-action bootleg, get Haskell outside of the pocket on the run, and just hit K-Mac in stride. K-Mac on that play is going to easily pick up 10, 15 yards. That time picked up 12.
1st down and goal at the 5-yard line for Augusta in business, and they're trying to cap off a 76-yard drive to start it off. Fake handoff. Haskell gets away from 2 guys, dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Augusta. A 5-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Brody Haskell, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. It's 6-0 Augusta here early. 7:36 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, they just go back to that I don't want to call it play action. It's a fake handoff, and Brody Haskell just takes it on the quarterback power, that read option play, if you will, and was able to break one arm tackle and then just barrel his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Haskell in for the PAT. He made 5 of them in their 50-29 win over McPherson, but this one's a line drive and way off. No good. Keeps it 6-0 Augusta. But with 7:36 to go first quarter, McPherson will have the ball on offense when we return. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Football on the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
From the first heartbeat to breathing easier and life-changing triumphs, healing every step of the way, strengthening your future with advanced imaging and labs for precise answers, and compassionate care every step of the way, because every moment of health matters. Hutchinson Regional Medical Center, caring for every chapter of your life.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Before the ensuing kickoff, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Super Duper Quick, including Ag 360 Insurance with Darren Eddy and Cody Moores, RC Heating and Cooling, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and Edward Jones McPherson. 6-0 Augusta, scoring on their first drive on a 5-yard touchdown run by Brody Haskell. PAT was missed. Haskell in for the ensuing kickoff. McPherson will have the ball for the first time. A squibber going over the head of 2 Bullpups, then picked up on the fly by Hoffman, cutting left 30, 35, looking for an opening, spins away across the 45 and down to the 47-yard line, 46 rather. Good field position for McPherson to start off on offense.
Yeah, this offense is going to be led by Carter Bankston. They want to get vertical. They want to use their speed in Ashton Malm and Dane Becker and just get north and south and try to beat you deep. And Carter Bankston, though, 106 completions, 161 attempts, 65.8 completion percentage, just over 1,700 passing yards this year.
With 7:29 to go in the first quarter, McPherson's on offense for the first time. Bankson in the shotgun. It's Malm in the backfield. It's an option, but Bankson keeps right side across midfield, across the Augusta 40, and brought down to the Augusta 38-yard line. A 16-yard run by the quarterback, Carter Bankson. And what a good start to this drive.
Yeah, what a great job using Ashton Malm in different ways. They put him in the backfield that time and used him as kind of the pitch man or the option guy at the running back position. Carter Bankston was able to recognize that everyone's scared of Ashton Malm's speed, so they're going to naturally go to him, was able to cut upfield and pick up a big 16 yards.
First down and 10 at the 38-yard line in Augusta territory. Just in one play, they go across midfield. Handoff, Becker finds an opening up the gut. Inside the 30, first down, 25. Stretching forward to about the 20-yard line. They'll roll him at the 21. 17-yard run on the first rush by starting running back Dane Becker.
Yeah, this game right now is going to be won in the trenches. You talked about it. We kind of talked about it over break. It's going to come down to McPherson being able to stop Augusta's run, and now Augusta's going to have to stop McPherson's run and run game, and this is going to be all on the big fellas up front. We're going to call this Big Fella Friday.
First down and 10 at the Augusta 21-yard line. High snap out of the shotgun, but a handoff. Becker looking for the left edge. Held up in no man's land. He'll be ripped down for a loss of a yard on the play. Brought down by Gunnar Carey up front.
Excellent job by Carey up front. Set a good hard edge, just did not allow Dane Becker to get outside and have that open space where he had blockers out in front. Great job by this Augusta defense.
Officially ruled a loss of 2. Just over 6 minutes to go first quarter. 6-0 Augusta. McPherson with the ball for the first time. They have second down and 12 at the Augusta 23-yard line. That's McPherson offense, averaging 27 points a game, 383 yards a game. The majority of those through the air at about 214 a contest. Malm in motion out of the shotgun, 2x2 they line up, and whistles blow, and a flag. 3 flags came in for a false start on McPherson, rather a snap infraction is what they call it. So 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 17 coming up for McPherson.
Yeah, Augusta there, even though the snap infraction happened, Augusta's defense didn't really move or move much when Ashton Malm went across the formation. Tells the offense they were going to be in zone there, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a cover 4, so they're going to try to keep all 4 of McPherson wide receivers in front of them and not allow them to get into the end zone.
This is an Augusta defense that goes more with a 4-2-5 style of defense, and a lot of movement, and the ball was not snapped, and another false start on McPherson. 2nd and 22 coming up.
Yeah, Lane, that's the classic false start everybody but the center. I know the white hat officials said false start multiple people, but less than ideal.
Say it's about everybody except the O-line. Now the snap comes in, but it's 2nd and 22. Fake pass, another one. Bankson rolls to the right, and boy, does he have an opening, but he'll fire it. It is caught by Ingles inside the 30, trying to cut upfield, but down to the 28-yard line. Just a 5-yard gain that makes it 3rd down and long coming up for McPherson.
Yeah, last week, Carter Bankston and this Bullpup offense got multiple people involved on that play. Multiple people involved, having 7 guys with receptions there. That time, I think they were trying to go to Dane Becker more on a slant and go, but Dane just didn't get up all the way around, or more of like a wheel route, if you will. Just did not go. There was a little bit of miscommunication, and getting it out to Paxton Ingles there as the safety valve.
Well, now it's 3rd down and 17 for McPherson. Receiver in motion, that's Chapman. Bankson looking to throw. Steps up on a wheel route, and it's intercepted. It's Brody Haskell. One-on-one with Bankson. A stop-and-go move, and Haskell able to stay up and go down inside the 40 to the 35. And where have we heard this story before? Augusta takes over at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, an excellent job there by Brody Haskell as the cornerback on that side. Just looking for Paxton Ingles again, and had a couple of guys over there, and Dane Becker. And Haskell read it perfectly, read Carter Bankston's eyes, stayed where Carter was at, and was able to pick it off. And Lane, that's only the 3rd interception thrown by Carter Bankston. 2 of them have gone to Brody Haskell.
Wow. The other one was to Great Bend against Cooper Ohnmacht, who's getting D1 offers, by the way, and that was probably his 3rd pass of the season. Now back on offense, our Augusta up 6-0, 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. Handoff to Roberts, held up from behind, but still stretches forward, wearing Dylan Hall like a backpack, and he gets just a couple of yards there on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, this becomes a big drive for this defense. They need to find a way off the field, bail out the quarterback, Carter Bankston, and get the football back to him to get him back in rhythm. They're going to have to lean on Dylan Hall. He's the leading tackler so far this year, just over 50 tackles, and he's been in on a lot more than just that.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 coming up for Augusta, up 6-0, 4 minutes to go first quarter. Wide snap but collected. Haskell fires on the run. It's caught by Albert down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown Augusta. 33 yards to the house. The dynamic duo of Brody Haskell and Brecken Alberts. And that makes it 12-0 Augusta. 3:52 to go first quarter.
Yeah, just a simple out route by Brecken Albert, and when Haskell sees Albert one-on-one, he's going to take that chance every single time. And the 6'2" senior was able to stretch out, break a tackle against the corner, Colt Chapman, and pick up 33 yards for the touchdown.
And Haskell then for the PAT again. His first one missed well wide, but it's 12-0 Augusta just like that. 2 plays after the interception. Good snap, good hold, another low line drive kick, and it's no good wide left, so it remains 12-0. But the Brody Haskell show continues. Another touchdown, this one through the air, and getting an interception as well. 3:52 to go first quarter. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to McPherson High School Football and the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
Kansas, trust the power of blue for your CanCare plan. Families trust Healthy Blue for doctor visits and prescriptions. New and expecting moms trust Healthy Blue for pregnancy support. And Healthy Blue provides extra benefits for your whole family. Choose the brand Kansans have trusted for more than 80 years. Visit choosehealthyblue.com/KS for more details. Trust the power of blue.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
A key defensive stop on an interception by Augusta gives them the ball right back, and they capitalize, and they lead 12-0 over McPherson. 3:52 to go first quarter. Squib kick and return by McPherson. Stop and go move down to the 38-yard line, or 39 is where they'll mark it, the 39. After that return by Puhala after the low squib kick by Haskell. But now McPherson's got to respond. The last possession was going on 3rd and 17, which then ended in an interception. How do they turn it around right here, try to get themselves on the scoreboard and back into this game?
Yeah, I think it goes back to going back to the basics on this. I think you get Carter Bankston and Ashton Malm going. You create some rhythm there with some short intermediate passing, and then you trust these big fellas up front to block and use the run game.
Out of the pistol, Millison there in the option. Millison gets the pitch, stretches forward after getting away from one would-be tackler at his ankles, but he only goes down for a gain of 1 at the 40-yard line near side between the hash and numbers to make it 2nd down and 9 coming up for McPherson. 3.5 minutes to go first quarter, down 12-0.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago when McPherson faced Augusta, Augusta's defense kept Brody Millison pretty contained for the most part. It's just 6 attempts, 21 rush yards. But Brody Millison's had a really good season as a number 2 back and looks to continue that as the playoffs goes through.
2x2. They line up in the shotgun. Tailback to the right hip pocket of Bankson, taking the snap, rolling to the right now, backing up, fires. Millison catches it at the line of scrimmage, cuts up field, takes a low hit, bounces off of it, coming back up field, but only getting a couple extra yards. They mark him at the 43-yard line, so a gain of 3 yards. 3rd down and 6 coming up for McPherson. They need at least their own 49.
Yeah, there's a reason why I say Brody Millison is a really good number 2 back. He's got a low center of gravity. He's a strong kid, just a sophomore for this Bullpups offense, and he just bounces off tackles. Well, you have to wrap up Brody Millison, and that time bounced off the tackle and was able to pick up a few extra yards.
3rd down and 6 on the right hash, trips to the left, one receiver wide right. Bankton takes the chest-high snap, fakes one way, rolls to the right. He's going to tuck it and run, looking for a blocker. Got it, cutting left, stretching forward. Did he get the first down? No, they're going to mark him a yard short. 4th down and 1, and I believe the offense will stay on the field right here.
Yeah, that was an excellent job by Carter Bankston, but an even better job by Paxton Engels. He sat there, realized what was going on after his little hook route, and was able to get out in front of Brody Haskell and block him and create that space for Carter Bankston to gain that few extra yards and make this a 4th and 1 situation.
Couple of subs come in, including Mason Miller, Nolan Piercy, but look at this. Nathan, Jackson Hoover's in as a receiver, and he was on that last play. He has not really played many, if any, snaps on offense all year, but the play clock's down to 6, and they don't even have the play ready yet. We'll see if Coach Pab will call a timeout. Yep, indeed he will. McPherson will burn their first timeout with 1:56 to go in the first quarter. They'll have 4th down and 1, down 12-0. And before we talk about what's to come, let's thank some of our sponsors once again, including Art Shirt Gear for Sport, McPherson Booster Club, Farmers Alliance, Next Tech Wireless, McPherson College, Idea Tech, Prairie Hills Financial with Glenn Snell, Pleasant View Home, McPherson Car Connection, the Boiler House, People's Bank and Trust, and Erickson Custom Building. This is a big play coming up. You get the first down, you keep the possession going, but more importantly, you don't pick it up here. You give Augusta another opportunity to push their way down the field and go up 3 possessions.
Yeah, this one's huge, like you said. I mean, 4th and 1. I think what you need to do is you need to trust these offensive linemen, and I say keep Brody Millison out there. He's a little bit more of a power back. He's going to be able to pick up at least 1 yard as Millison came off and then came back on again. Like you said, they're going to go kind of this jumbo package, have the fullback in the game, have the extra tight end in the game, and you're right. Jackson Hoover is the wild card out here. He's going to be lined up in the slot.
And then Ashton Malm wide to the right. But Augusta's going to stack the box. It looks like there's an opening on the right side, but 3 wide to the left. Malm's in motion. 4th and 1, movement, flag down, false start. And that will likely send McPherson out to punt. Snap infraction again. So not a false start, another snap infraction. And the special teams unit's on the field. McPherson's going to punt.
Yeah, backing up 5 yards. Now you're down at 4th and 6. It's time to send the punt unit back on and punt this football away and try to pin back Augusta.
Clean snap. Hoover with a low line drive kick. Albert back deep to return, and he fields it waist level at the 24, near side, cuts 35, cuts left 40, 45, spins away and down just shy of midfield. Down to the 49, but there is a flag down on the near side. This one may push Augusta a little bit further back.
Yeah, it was an excellent return by Brecken Albert. I mean, he had the wall set up just perfectly, and that bolt bounced right up into his chest, and he was able to make a good return. However, during that return, there was an illegal block in the back, so this is going to back up 10 yards from the 44-yard line, so they'll start this drive at the 34.
That's still decent field position. I mean, heck, their first drive went 76 yards down the field, and they scored. So, yeah, 2 possessions so far for Augusta, 2 touchdowns. This one in the middle of field position from where they were, because they started off their first possession at their own 24. Their second was at the McPherson 35 after the interception. Now they're at their own 34. 1:43 to go first quarter, 12-0 Augusta. Twin tailbacks in the shotgun, 1 on each side, 1 receiver wide on each side. Handoff, Roberts hitting the backfield. Melton kind of pushed him forward for a moment, but stuffed at the line of scrimmage. There's Carter Melton, who we highlighted before the game. He had a team-high 11 tackles last week. He's got to be a go-to guy defensively here today.
Yeah, he's a 6 foot tall, 175-pound sophomore, and really last week was his first big role on a varsity football field, and he's taken to it really, really well as kind of this nickel linebacker role or middle linebacker role as he is right now, and has done an excellent job stopping the run.
2 receivers wide left, fake handoff, quick pass caught. Bridwell, far side, trying to go upfield across the 40, gets away from a man up high, that being Hoffman, stretches for a couple extra yards. He'll be shy of the sticks, but only by about 1 yard or 2. Yep, just 1 yard short, so a 9-yard gain, and that makes it 3rd down and 1, less than a minute remaining first quarter.
The problem with this Augusta offense right now for the Bullpups defense is that they want to spread you out, but also at the same time, they're just a simple power run football team.
And they're going to run it to the left side. Roberts gets around the edge, 1st down and more, down the sideline, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Stays on his feet after a attempted shoestring tackle, but then goes out of bounds just shy of the 20. At the 22-yard line is where they are going to mark him. They got the 1st down and then some. 29 seconds to go first quarter, and deep into McPherson field position is Augusta.
Yeah, again, they tried to go that power run. McPherson filled it properly and was able to get outside was Roberts, and that's where the disadvantages for this Bullpups team is right now when Roberts gets to the outside.
34-yard run on that play. Movement up front. Nobody crossed the line for McPherson. After that hard count, now Augusta looks to the sideline to get their play. Twin tailbacks in the shotgun. One receiver wide on each side. Play clock down to 2, down to 1, and they just get the snap off. It is a fake handoff. Haskell left side will keep it himself at the 15-10. Cuts right inside or around the 5, gets pushed and stood up at the 5-yard line. Out of bounds he goes as well, I believe. But another big chunk of change for Augusta. They mark him right at the 5, so a 17-yard run by the quarterback. He's inbound, so the clock will run again. I think Augusta wants to get another play off before the quarter comes to an end. At least I thought so, because it's down to 10, and they're just about to break the huddle. Well, quote-unquote huddle. They don't really huddle. They just kind of look to the sideline. They are going to let this first quarter come to an end. But it's been all Augusta. They're up 12-0 after one quarter, and they're going to have first and goal at the 5-yard line. We'll step aside. We're back in 30 seconds for the second quarter. You're listening to McPherson High School football on the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has served the unique needs of the ag industry. We get to know you and your operation, providing coverage for your farm, ranch, machinery, crops, livestock, and so much more. Find out why we've been the #1 ag insurer for 25 years. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Farm Bureau agent Luke Bauer in McPherson at 620-241-0225.
#1 ag insurer across our territory, 1996 to 2021 SNL PNC Group Direct Written Premium.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Coverage of McPherson High School football brought to you by McPherson College. You bring the dream, we'll build the team. Success is a team effort. Begin building yours at McPherson College. It's a great day to be a Bulldog.
Sco Dogs!
We're also brought to you by Next Tech Wireless. You can stream every game live with the Ad Astra Radio app, powered by Next Tech Wireless, where you can find the latest phones and devices at the best prices. 12-0 Augusta through one quarter of play over McPherson, and Augusta will come out into the second quarter on a first down and goal at the 5-yard line. This has been all Augusta on both sides of the ball so far.
Yeah, it really has. They've dominated both sides. And really, I should probably say Brody Haskell has dominated both sides of the football so far.
Another twin back in the shotgun handoff. Roberts finds an opening left side and crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Augusta. Owen Roberts finds the end zone for the first time today. 18-0 Augusta, 5 seconds into the second quarter. And that power run that they sort of have gone with recently is starting to work out, especially for a team that likes to spread it out quite a bit. I mean, it's working. 18-0 right here with 11:55 to go first half.
Oh yeah, for sure. It works excellently. They're going to spread you out, and they're going to do that for 4 or 5 plays in a row, and then they're going to go power run for 3 or 4 plays in a row. And they're so multiple that they can beat you in so many different ways with it.
Fake on the PAT. Roberts keeps it rolling to his left, has Haskell in the option, and he gets pulled into the end zone for 2. He was held up at the 1, then a Bullpup trying to tackle him, pulled him backwards trying to get him down, but doing so crossing the goal line. The 2-point conversion is good, and it's 20-0 Augusta.
What an advantage it is to have your running back as the holder and your quarterback as the kicker. When you can just run an option play and they're so used to doing it, you're going to score on that almost every single time.
We'll keep it here for the time being, as we were just at a timeout, and before this ensuing kickoff, we'll thank our sponsors once again. Those include Midway Motors, Prairie Land Partners, American Family Insurance with Steve Barr, Jar Automotive, Iron Horse Financial, Bethany Village, Advanced Physical Therapy, 37 Print Co., Farmer State Bank, Crop Lumber, Mound Ridge Tractor, and Blue Stem Communities. 20-0 Augusta, 12 minutes and 5 seconds into this game, and this is starting to feel like the movie Groundhog Day. It's a bit deja vu from what we saw last time, except, McPherson, it was a shootout to start off the game 2 weeks ago, and then it was all Augusta moving forward. This time it's been all Augusta.
Yeah, for sure. Augusta's come out, and they've had a really, really, really good game plan. They've been excellently coached in both matchups.
Squib kick is fumbled on the far side and picked up by whom? The official does not make a signal. It's picked up by McPherson, and boy, did they just get bailed out. Jackson Hoover diving on the ball. Oh, man, that almost just spelled even more disaster for McPherson.
Yeah, they are really lucky right now that they can fall on that football and pick it up and get the offense back on the field. I mean, if Augusta was going to come back onto the field, this defense has been worn out. They are leading time of possession by quite a bit.
11:53 to go in the first half. McPherson looking for points. They trail 0. Now they have it at their own 32-yard line to start it out. Malm in motion, Bankton fakes like he's going to throw, then runs up the middle, found one opening for a moment, cutting left inside the 35 to the 36. A 4-yard gain on first down by the quarterback.
Yeah, just a simple quarterback draw. They're going to try to get this Augusta defensive line up the field and then just work their way through. And any lane that Augusta opens up, that time only picking up 4 yards was Carter Bankston.
2nd down and 6 for McPherson at their own 36. Trips to the right and a tight end lined up to the left side. I believe Malm in the backfield. And they're going to pitch it out. Yep, it is Malm on the right side at the 35, trying to stiff arm a man. But that was Haskell who ended up pushing him on the near side and out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage. So, yep, no gain on the play. Or did he lose a yard? He lost a yard, they say, at the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up for McPherson.
And an excellent job out on the outside of the field by Brody Haskell. Even Dalton Appel coming over from Apple coming over from his middle linebacker position, and the safeties coming over. They were all rallying to the football and just not going to allow Ashton Malm.
2-by-2, they line up 3rd and 7, fire across the middle, drop by Piercy. He almost had it. He had to turn backwards for it. Was met up by Highfill immediately as well, who almost wrestled him down, but did not quite do so, and what would have been a penalty if he did, but incomplete, and it's 4th down again, and McPherson will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that time Augusta went into a cover 3, which means they have 3 people going back and only covering thirds of the field. The way you attack that is pretty much 4 verticals and down the seams. That time Nolan Piercy was open down the seam, just was unable to connect with the football.
Hoover's ensuing punt almost gets blocked, but it will be returned by Albert across just near side of the 20, now far side, 40, 45, down the sideline he goes, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Augusta. The Orioles are flying their way here in this first half. It's 26-0, 10:52 to go in the first half.
What an excellent return by Breck and Albert. I mean, the punt was a good punt. It hung up there long enough for Albert to catch it in stride and was able to cut across the field and help set up that wall that Augusta wants to try to set up, and just outran all of the Bullpup defenders and was able to go all the way in for 6. I want to say 72 yards there. I think he caught it at the 28.
I think I'm going more towards 76 because I think he got it at the 24.
Oh, even better for you. I like that one.
Another PAT attempt, another line drive, and missing wide left. Haskell has been 0 for 3 on PATs, but he's been almost perfect in everything else. So is Brecken Albert in this Augusta offense and special teams. 26-0. Augusta leads over McPherson. 10:52 to go first half. We'll step aside. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to McPherson High School football on the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
All Augusta here in McPherson once again. 26-0, 10:52 to go first half after a punt return for a touchdown by Brecken Albert. Brody Haskell's ensuing kickoff bounces in the air and will bounce out of bounds at the 30, and what will bring in a penalty marker for a kick out of bounds. So McPherson will get a little bit better field position, but still, not only do they have to go behind the 8 ball, but they got to do that. Probably, I say behind the 8 ball, they probably have to go behind. They're probably behind the entire pool table at this point.
They're almost playing pool, it seems like, without a pool cue. That is where they're at right now, and they got to figure out how to do it. I mean, you are going to probably have to throw almost everything out right now and just go back to getting it to your best players in space. Get it to Ashton Malm, get it to Dane Becker, and let them work.
Fake handoff. Bankton will keep far side as they started at the 35, trying to find an edge far side. Albert kind of closes it up and down just inside the 45 as he goes out of bounds, but a decent chunk of change by the quarterback, Carter Bankton. They'll give him 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, what an excellent run. That's just a read option play where Bankston can either give it to Dane Becker or keep it. He read that he should keep it running off the defensive end and was able to pick up 8 yards. Excellent block by Ashton Malm as well.
Second down and 2 yards for McPherson. Handoff to Becker. Up the gut. First down inside the 50. Spins to the 48-yard line is where they'll mark it. But move the chains for a first down. And they give that one a gain of 9 yards to Dane Becker.
Again, just give it back to Dane Becker and let him run this football. He's got excellent vision. He knows where the lanes are. This offensive line is able to open up some lanes for Dane Becker to run. That, and he's shifty enough to make a couple of people miss, and a big pickup and a nice first down.
Trips to the right with a tight end and 2 receivers. Banks in a throw. Quick pass caught by Malm. Far side across the 40, trying to stretch forward, but down to the 38. That's just enough for a first down. Give Ashton Malm 10 yards. I believe that's his first catch of the game.
I've got him. That is his first catch of the game, and that time you've got to respect his speed if you're Augusta. And so he just sat down, ran 5-10 yards, sat back down, came back for the football, caught it about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, and was able to have enough space to pick up that full 10 yards.
Same formation as last time, this time in the pistol. First down at the Augusta 37. Handoff. Becker held up at the line of scrimmage by the left side of the line. Good job up front by Gunnar Carey and Dalton Apple to bring him down for no gain.
Yeah, an excellent job by this Augusta defense to just flow downhill and flow to the running back to make an excellent stop right at the line of scrimmage. This Bullpups team is going to need to get this football outside of these linebackers and outside of this front seven for Augusta because they are playing really well right now.
Trips to the left this time in between the hashes. One receiver wide right. 9.5 minutes to go first half. McPherson needing something on this possession, down 26-0 here in the first round of the playoffs. Bankton lines up in the pistol with a tailback behind him. It's Millicent, but a play action rolling right. Bankton fires on the run, caught by Hoover inside the 25 and down to the 21-yard line. Bankton got hit in the backfield, but he's okay. How about Jackson Hoover, the kicker, with his first catch of the season?
What an excellent job. Jackson Hoover just coming on a little crossing pattern and was able to pick up 17 yards on the play. Great job by Carter Bankston to step into that throw, know he's going to take a shot, and fired on a bullet to Jackson Hoover.
But I'm at the 21, and McPherson trying to get themselves in business. They just got to get any sort of momentum going to get themselves back into this ball game. 2 receivers on each side, or rather 2 wide left and a tight end receiver wide right. Millicent is the tailback. Play action, quick pass. It's Malm on a screen near side, cutting past the 20 and out of bounds at around the 17-yard line. We'll see where they'll officially mark him. They up the 17, so a 4-yard gain to Ashton Malm on that reception. Second down and 6 coming up.
Yeah, again, now we're just getting it out to the outside. The Bullpups offense is kind of taking what they've learned the last few drives. They're getting it to the outside. They're getting it to the wide receivers and really trying to spread the love here for everyone to get involved and everybody to get into rhythm.
Clock stops after going out of bounds. 8:33 to go in the second quarter. In the pistol, 2 receivers wide left, 1 wide to the right. That's Ingles, who is in motion. Play action, rolling to the right. Bankton cuts left to get away from a man. Caught by Hoover inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 7-yard line. His cousin Blaze was kind of a jack of all trades as a receiver and as a kicker. It's now younger cousin Jackson's turn to do so.
Yeah, I got to watch Blaze Hoover do that, and he played more of the Ashton Malm role, so you got to see him in almost everything. But Jackson Hoover is running routes and catching footballs like his cousin Blaze, and man, what a big pickup. And again, Carter Bankston took a shot there in the backfield.
What guts by the junior. First down and goal at the 7-yard line. The closest McPherson's been to the goal line this entire game. 2 receivers wide to the right. Malm is in motion. It's a pitch to Malm on just a jet pass, but he's met up in the backfield down at the 9-yard line. A loss of 2 yards. That is officially a pass and a catch to Malm, but losing 2 yards makes it second down and goal coming up at the 9-yard line for McPherson.
Great job by Mason Pringle, the linebacker for Augusta. He just read that play to perfection, used his eyes, and was able to flow downhill again and just was able to meet Ashton Malm and just not let him go anywhere. Great open field tackle.
Clock runs, 7:55 to go in the first half. McPherson second down and goal at the 9, down 26-0 over Augusta. 2 receivers wide right, tight end receiver left. Bankton looking to throw left. Here comes pressure, gets away from it, fires on the run, and it's picked off again. It's Brecken Albert at the 2-yard line, right side down just before going to the 10. The second pick thrown by Bankson in this game. That time it's Brecken Albert getting the interception. He had a big one last week against Circle. He gets one right here to stop this McPherson drive.
Yeah, what a play what discipline by Brecken Albert there to read and react to whatever Carter Bankston was going to do with the football. That time Carter Bankston just tried to do just a touch too much and fit it into a tight window, was unable to do so, and Brecken Albert took it away.
Now the worst field position so far in this game for Augusta. That hasn't stopped them before. They're at their own 9-yard line, 7:37 to go first quarter. Fake throw. They're going to hand it off. It's Roberts up the middle. First down and more inside the 20 to the 26-yard line. So a 17-yard run by Owen Roberts to start off that drive. Correction, that was Jaden Harris. My apologies. Harris with the carry.
Yeah, this is what they're going to do now. Up 26-0, they're going to try to run the football, go power run game, and just go mano-a-mano against this front line of this Bullpups defense. And that time an excellent big pickup there for Jaden Harris.
Twin backs in the backfield in the shotgun. Handoff. This time it is Roberts on the right side. Stops on a dime on the just right behind the right tackle. Then cuts upfield and gets a good chunk of change where he was caught in no man's land for a second. We reference this guy a lot, a la Le'Veon Bell, and a 5-yard gain that time from Owen Roberts.
Yeah, great job by Owen Roberts. Just being able to stay agile, to stay on his feet, and weasel his way up the field, pick up 5 yards, and kind of almost backed into those 5 yards as well.
Second down and 5 at their own 31-yard line for Augusta. 6:40 to go first half, up 26-0. Getting this drive off of the second interception thrown of the game by Bankson. They're going to fake the handoff. Haskell gets the first down, rumbles his way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. 10-yard gain from QB1. First down for Augusta.
Yeah, just another read option play where he can either give it to Harris on that play or keep it. And that time he read that he should probably keep this football. I think he made the right read and picked up 10 yards.
I mean, Haskell's one heck of an athlete, and I know we talked about him a lot, especially 2 weeks ago. We're talking about him a lot today. I mean, he's been everywhere, offense, defense, just about everywhere. But, I mean, it's just hard to ignore how much of a terrific athlete he is. Obviously, he's going to play baseball at the collegiate level at Butler Community College, the Jayhawk Conference, terrific baseball conference. Play action. Haskell runs to the right side. A flag comes in the backfield. Haskell escapes for a first down into McPherson territory at the 47. 3 flags are down in the backfield. This one may be coming back.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be coming back. An 11-yard pickup, but, Lane, you're telling me that Brody Haskell's best sport isn't even football?
Wow, a blindside block called on Augusta. Back to your point, yeah, it's interesting to think about, but I mean, you're a baseball coach, Nathan, so I mean, you know, sometimes baseball athletes are terrific multi-sport athletes. Take Carter Bankson, for instance, for McPherson. I mean, he's a star baseball athlete, and he will be this upcoming year. Had a .419 batting average last year, and then also led the team in batting average as a freshman.
Yeah, the new age of quarterback is kind of been started by, obviously, Patrick Mahomes here. And it's getting these baseball athletes or these multi-sport athletes that can throw off platform and do different things on the football field. Gone are the days of teaching everybody how to be Joe Montana, Steve Young, into newer today, into Tom Brady's. They're more like Patrick Mahomes. They're more like Josh Allen's or Lamar Jackson's.
I'll have more on that point on Patrick Mahomes in just a moment. But first down and 25 after the penalty for Augusta. Still up 26-0, 5:50 to go first half. A fake pitch, or rather just jet up the middle, and now Haskell gets away from would-be tacklers, runs to the right side. He's going to tuck it, and wrapped up and down at the 21 for a loss of 5 yards. And that was a key defensive play by Brody Millison.
Yeah, excellent.
Correction, that was that was Millison. My apologies.
Excellent job by Brody Millison. I mean, he's, again, much like Carter Melton, he is now playing more on this in this linebacker core for the Bullpups the last few weeks, and he has done an excellent job stepping up and making really good plays on the football.
Back to that point I was going to make about Mahomes while there's this pause in the action, just real quick. Obviously, terrific athlete at Texas Tech. He did play baseball for a year at Texas Tech. But how about probably the best quarterback in the NFL who finished with the worst ERA you could have possible, infinity, while in college? Haskell will keep the fake handoff, pitch out far side. It was a bit backwards, but a terrific snag by the man catching it. I believe that was Harris on the far side, but we'll double check. But a decent chunk of change. It will be third down and long coming up for Augusta. Actually, it was Cale Wills who got the run that time, but it will still be 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 23 coming up for the Orioles.
Yeah, it was still a really nice pickup. They just used that read option play, this time using a wide receiver, a backup wide receiver in Cale Wills, who's got only 5 receptions for 86 yards this season, using him in a variety of different ways as well.
3rd down and 23 for Augusta, 4:15 to go first half. Haskell looks to throw, pressure comes, fires it high, one-on-one ball. It is knocked away and incomplete. Good defense by Aaron Winter, the far cornerback, and he knocks it loose. 4th down and long, and for the first time today, Augusta's going to punt.
Great job by Aaron Winter. That was just fundamental cornerback play right there. He used his hands, he used his eyes, got his head back to the football, and was able to knock that football away before Brecken Albert could go over the top of him.
Dane Becker back deep to return. Now he's only about 3 yards past what would have been the yard to gain for a first down, which would have been the McPherson 49. Becker's currently standing at the 46. 4:07 to go in the first half. Clock stops on the incompletion, but a whistle and a timeout called by McPherson. Maybe how about this? Probably a personnel change, or Coach Pavlovich saw something, because right after the whistle blew, the snap was taken, and they were acting like they were going to fake and had a guy wide open far side, but the play's blown dead. Timeout called McPherson, their 2nd of the half.
That's a really good timeout called by Jace Pavlovich. After watching that play happen, that's a really nice timeout called. But I will go back to it. Augusta will run and did run multiple times 2 weeks ago. Fake field goals, fake punts. We've already seen one fake extra point here today, fake field goal today. They are a very, very aggressive team, especially when you consider Dawson Elliott's only in his 2nd season, and he is trying to fight and change culture here of a winning way.
Well, he did pretty quick, and I kind of talked about this with Coach Pavlovich at practice yesterday. I think what kind of happened 2 weeks ago was McPherson was kind of in a bad week, but also at the same time, Augusta was trying to find some sort of switch to flip to get themselves some really good momentum. They lost 3 straight, but all of which were within 3 points or less, which included against terrific teams like Mulvane and Wellington. And then they just needed something to flip to get that momentum and understand that they're going to win ball games. They did against McPherson. They did against Circle last week. They're doing that right now here against McPherson again. This time it will be an actual punt, but Ashton Malm back deep to return. Malm will let it bounce and call out Peter, tell everyone to get away. It'll roll inside the 30 to the 27-26 before it finally lays to rest. So McPherson has the ball, their own 26, 3:54 to go in the first half.
Yeah, this is what the Bullpups needed. They've finally got a little bit of momentum on their side here after forcing the punt by Augusta. Now getting the football back, go back on a good drive. You just had a really nice drive that ended with the interception, unfortunately, on your last possession. Now it's time to control that momentum, take that momentum back, and put another drive together.
That was a 56-yard drive that went about 3.5 minutes, but still a goose egg on the scoreboard for McPherson, an offense that averages 27 points per game and even dropped 29 on Augusta with 400 yards. Bankton looks to throw on first down, fires on the run, but it's thrown a little bit backwards, intended for Puhala and incomplete. And Winter is down on the ground on the near side, favoring his right knee. He is in a lot of pain. He just slammed his helmet down. Now, he missed a couple of weeks ago due to a hamstring problem. In fact, he did play last week but didn't practice at all. But now he's in a lot of pain on his right knee. So training staff is going to come out to talk to him, as this injury timeout is brought to you by Pyle Law. If you've been injured at work or in a car wreck, contact Pyle Law. They work to give you the benefits that you deserve. And if Winter's out, this is a big loss for McPherson. He's a speedster. I mean, he's a guy that before his injury was a key guy, especially on special teams. He was one of the kick returners alongside Ashton. So probably the two of the quickest guys on the team. Then, of course, Winter went down with a hamstring problem against Mulvane and missed the game against Augusta. Last week he did get one catch for 3 yards, but he did have a 53-yard catch that really helped McPherson come back against Rose Hill 4 weeks ago in their come-from-behind effort. But, yeah, this will be tough for McPherson, especially with they have quite a few weapons on the receiver front as well, but still this would be key.
Yeah, Lane, they've gone through a few different kick returners, like you said, and Aaron Winter's been their best by far. Outside of really Ashton Malm, obviously with the speed, everyone tries to kick it away from him. Aaron Winter, though, only had 7 games, only 6 returns, but had 136 return yards, and he was averaging just over 22 and 2/3 yards on his returns.
Winter is a senior, and he looked like he's putting weight on that right leg, but he looked like he was kind of overcome with emotion, especially with how the game's gone so far. It's by no means over, but boy, has it been all Augusta so far, and he's going to get looked at by the training staff. McPherson will have 2nd down and 10 out of the pistol. They're going to hand it off up the gut. It is Becker, stutter step move, keeps himself upright, pushing forward, down just shy of the 35. They'll call him at the 34, so a gain of 8, 3rd down and 2. McPherson quickly running to the ball to try to go up tempo.
Yeah, they're going to need to go up tempo just a little bit. 3.5 minutes left in this half, so you got a little bit of time still. However, down 26-0, you're going to need quick scores and quick stops.
Also just 1 timeout left. 2 receivers wide right, tight end receiver left. High snap, handed off up the gut. He will get the 1st down, but just by about a yard, says the FAR official. So a 3-yard gain, but he just needed 2, and that moves the chains. Dane Becker with the carry that time. 1st down, McPherson.
Yeah, and gives them another set of downs to work with. You pick up 1 first down, that gives you a little bit of momentum on a drive. Then you can go pick up a 2nd first down. That's where the Bullpups need to succeed as they can get that first down. It's that 2nd one sometimes.
Quick pass caught by Malm, far side at the 40, pushed forward, then brought down by Albert. A little bit of extracurricular activity after the play, maybe a bit of frustration. That's 2 key speedsters on the far side matching up against each other, but a gain of 7 yards on that pitch and catch to Ashton Malm.
Again, that's just one of those plays where the Bullpups understand Augusta's got to respect the speed of Ashton Malm, so if you just sit him down 5 yards past the line of scrimmage on a little hitch route, he's going to be open.
On 2nd down, they'll hand it off, and Becker trying to go up the middle, then left, then met up at the line of scrimmage, trying to spin away from a would-be tackler. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 3 coming up for McPherson. 2:22 to go in the first half, and McPherson down 26-0 against Augusta. It's the first round of the playoffs here today. Augusta looking for their first playoff win since 2021.
Yeah, man. Lane, did you notice how many Oriole defenders were around the football on that tackle? There was only 3 defenders that were away from the football there.
2x2, they line up on 3rd down. Bankson rolls to the right, fires it short, caught by Becker trying to get a 1st down, wrestled, or no, they called forward progress, but he escaped from a tackler, but he got the 1st down. They'll mark him at the 49-yard line. He needed the 47, so a 5-yard gain moves the chains for McPherson.
Great job just sneaking him out into the backfield, out into the flat, getting Carter Bankston outside of the pocket where he could make a safe, easy throw to Dane Becker and pick up the 1st down.
Now McPherson a little bit slower tempo as the clock runs once again. It did stop momentarily to move the chains. 1st down and 10 at their own 49-yard line as McPherson 2x2 receivers wise. They're on the right hash. Millicent in motion as the tailback. Bankson looks to throw, feels some pressure, spins away from it. Bankson near side. He's going to tuck it and run himself across midfield. Met up by Haskell and then by another defender at the Augusta 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 yards for Dane Becker. Jackson Ingram also, or correction, not Becker, Carter Bankson. Jackson Ingram had to help bring him down as well.
Yeah, Clayton Hall had that play started. He had that play blown right up. It was right there for the sack, but Carter Bankson was able to make him miss and work upfield for that 6-yard gain.
2x2, quick pass, far side, deflected, almost caught by Hoffman, but it hits the turf. It's incomplete. Boy, would that could have possibly been a pick 6 for Roman Bridwell, but he did not haul it in, and it hits the turf. 3rd down and 4 coming up for McPherson. Clock does stop, but with 55 seconds to go in the first half.
Excellent job by Roman Bridwell. I mean, he coming out of his nickel position or his safety position was just able to read and react to what Carter Banks was trying to do, and that would have been an easy 6 if he was able to pick it off. Just tipped it up into the air.
3rd down and 4 for McPherson. Again, clock stops on the incompletion. Again, McPherson has 1 timeout remaining. They trail 26-0. This is their 5th drive of this game. 2 of them have resulted in interceptions, the other 2 in punts. Bankson looking to throw. It's a screen pass, knocked loose, read like a book as it's knocked down and incomplete. Gunner Carey read that one easily. It hits the turf. It's 4th down.
That was an excellent job by Carey. Like you said, he read that thing like a book and was able to knock it down. I do think, though, if they were able to complete that to Brody Millicent, there was space for him to run. But Carey, understanding that the offensive linemen weren't blocking him, was able to understand it was a screen.
McPherson deciding to go for it. Now look at this far side. Of course, Albert is one-on-one with Malm, but he's about 10 yards off of him. But it's actually going to be a punt by Bankson on the near side, bouncing at the 20, 15 to the 10, still rolling at the 6 is where it gets picked up by Puhala at the 7-yard line, rather. So Augusta takes over at their own 7-yard line. 42 seconds to go in the first half, and they do have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, this is where Augusta could do some damage here right before this the end of this first half. With 42 seconds, all 3 timeouts, you have all the time in the world, especially with a quarterback like Brody Haskell, to work this football down the field. And at any moment, you know that if Brecken Albert gets the ball in his hands, he could go the distance.
We'll see what Augusta will do. McPherson gets the ball to start the second half as they won the toss and deferred, but this has been all Augusta here today. 26-0, 42 seconds to go first half. Twin backs in the backfield. Haskell in the shotgun. One receiver lined up wide out right, or on each side, but a timeout called by Augusta. I think maybe some confusion on the offensive end, so no time comes off the clock, and Augusta burns their first timeout. Before we talk about what's to come next, we'd like to remind you, stick around for the Great Plains Federal Credit Union halftime report. Lucky Kid will give you your halftime report and your local scoreboard updates as well. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Health Equip, Hospice and Home Care, Reno County, Hutch Regional Med Center, Scooters Coffee, Farm Bureau with Luke Bauer, Inman Funeral Home, Headland Electric, Art Shirt Gear for Sports, Bradbury Company, The Hub, MTC, Gearing Hardware, Hutchinson Community College, Alliance Agency, 8-Pack Shears, Raleigh Insurance. It looks like McPherson's not going to get the ball for the rest of this half, and when they do get it to start the second half, they would be down by 4 possessions. What's the message going to be in the locker room?
Well, I understand it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows on this message, but it's just going to be a simple, I would call it a challenge, whether they want to be here or not, and whether you want to play next week or not, and challenge the guys to see where they want to go.
They're going to hand it off Jaden Harris as McPherson stacked the box, but he got a good gain across the 20 down to the 24-yard line, and a gain of 17 yards for Augusta on their first play of the drive. They go up-tempo, 35 seconds. The clock runs again in this first half. They quickly get the snap and hand it off to Harris again, but he's upended and down in the backfield, and a tackle for a loss by Brody Millicent. And Augusta's going to let this clock roll, and I think because of that play going backwards, they may take this to halftime or maybe one more play. We'll see. The offenses, or the quarterback and the tailbacks are walking towards the sideline, and yep, they're just going to take this to halftime. A half that's been all Augusta, 26-0, as Augusta looks for their first playoff win in 4 years. And McPherson going to have to do a bit of soul-searching to try to see if they can mount a comeback and not have their season end tonight. We'll have the Great Plains Federal Credit Union halftime report. Again, it's halftime, Augusta 26, McPherson 0. We're back after this. You're listening to the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
Coverage of Bullpup football continues next with the Great Plains Federal Credit Union halftime report. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's first half and catch you up on other scores around the area. 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
At People's Bank and Trust, we value our customers. We know you have plenty of choices for your mortgage loans, but we think we have what you're looking for: relationship banking. And if you're considering refinancing or purchasing a new home, check our competitive rates before you make that change. Your payments will be made at home, and you'll receive good personalized service. That's how we've established many long-lasting relationships. Make a change, know your lender, and make your payments at home with People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
At McPherson Laundry and Dry Cleaners, we take pride in helping our customers look good, and we're proud to be a part of downtown McPherson with drop-off and pickup services now at A5 Western. We can save you time with our laundry service and offer specialty services as well, including wedding dress cleaning and preservation, bedding, drapes, and blankets. Drop off and pick up from McPherson Laundry and Dry Cleaners at A5 Western in downtown McPherson.
Hello, I'm Gloria Schrader, a proud McPherson parent and grandparent who believes that teamwork is key to reaching our goals. Working in the claims department at Farmers Alliance, I love seeing our company unite to support our policyholders through tough times. Being a part of a team that helps people rebuild their lives is as awesome as a victory in the big game. At Farmers Alliance, we're excited to be part of this amazing community and thrilled to cheer on all our local teams to success.
With your halftime update on the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, I'm Lucky Kid. The McPherson Bullpups run at the State 4A volleyball tournament came to an end this afternoon as in their final pool play match, they fell to Clay Center 16-25, 25-18, 17-25 to finish 1-2 in pool play. In their first match of the day, they lost to Topeka Hayden 16-25, 19-25. They would then beat Buhler 25-22, 17-25, and 25-19 to Bullpups finishing 1-2 in pool play. However, the Hillsboro Trojans are moving on in the 2A tournament at Dodge City. They defeated Humboldt this morning 25-12, 25-16. They lost to top seed Ellenwood 17-20, 20-25. They beat Rossville in 3 sets 25-20, 15-25, 26-24 to finish second in their pool at 2-1. They will be in competition Saturday afternoon at 1 at United Wireless Arena in Dodge City, where the Little River Redskins will be in action against Quinter in the 1A Division I semifinal. That gets underway tomorrow morning at 9. Kansas State Wildcats are hosting Texas Tech Saturday afternoon. KU Jayhawks hosting Oklahoma State. We'll have pregame on 94.7 KSKU starting at 1:30. The Chiefs head to Orchard Park on Sunday to take on the Buffalo Bills. Our pregame coverage begins at 2 on Mix 96.7 KMPK. KCAC has another battle of nationally ranked teams Saturday. The 21st-ranked McPherson College Bulldogs at 17th-ranked Southwestern. A 1 p.m. kick will have pregame at 12:30 on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP. Also on the network on Saturday, we will have Ottawa at Bethany, 12:30 pregame on Smoky Hills Rock 95.5, and St. Mary at Sterling, pregame at 12:30 on Kansas Rocks 100.3 KNZS. The other action is Avila at Bethel, Evangel at Tabor, and 5th-ranked Friends at Kansas Wesleyan. We'll be back to check the scoreboard right after this.
More of the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Halftime Report is coming up after this. Visit GPFCU in Hillsboro or McPherson or online at GreatPlainsFCU.com. Bullpup football on KMCP.
Life moves pretty fast, but not at Freddy's. When that first bite hits, you can't help but slow down. The secret to quality time is just quality and time. That's Freddy's.
Mom, what's wrong with them?
That's called quality time. Don't stare.
Need reliable electrical work? Call Head Electric in McPherson. We are locally family-owned and committed to providing quality electrical services. Give us a call at 620-241-3757 or visit headelectricinc.com.
The Bradbury Company, headquartered in Mound Ridge, is a family-owned custom equipment builder, and they're hiring qualified candidates for manufacturing roles. Apply online at bradburygroup.com. The Bradbury Company, wishing the best of luck to all the teams.
At Pyle Law, we're here for you. Whether you've been injured in an accident or need guidance through a workers' compensation claim, Pyle Law provides trusted, personalized legal support. With years of experience and a commitment to fighting for your rights, we're ready to help you get the justice and compensation you deserve. Call Pyle Law today at 620-241-9000 for your free consultation. Nights and evening appointments are available. Pyle Law, serving clients with the utmost care across Kansas.
Let the party begin where the pizza never ends. Come fuel up, raise up a cup, gather up your grub at the hub.
Hey, it's Sammy from the Hub Brick Oven and Brewery, inviting y'all to join us in Mound Ridge. The station, Coffee and Bakery, is open at 7:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday for all your coffee, bakery, and ice cream fixes. Don't forget to try one of our delicious appetizers. Our brick oven is fired up from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Come get your grub at the Hub.
Taking our Ad Astra Radio scoreboard here at halftime in 1A, Marion leading Sacred Heart after 14-1. Trinity Catholic and Plainville again. They are in a delay due to some light issues at Father Pritchard Field. In Class 2A, Ellsworth leading Hillsborough 14-6 after 1. In 3A, Heston up on Wichita Trinity Academy 14-0 at the end of first. Cheney and Concordia are tied at 3 at the end of 1. Clay Center leading Scott City in the third 41-13. In 4A, Abilene and Andover Central scoreless at the end of 1. Late third quarter, Rose Hill is up on Ulysses 27-6. Second quarter, Augusta up on McPherson 26-0. Buhler no trouble with Independence after 3. They lead 52-14. Wamego led Winfield at the half 36-7. Wellington leading Arc City 9-7. That in the second quarter. Maine and Circle, Mulvane leading that one 19-0 at the end of 1. In 5A, second quarter score, Hutchinson up on Emporia 14-0, and Salina South leading Andover by a score of 8-6. And a non-bracket game in the third period, in Marysville leading Nickerson 33-6. Stay with us for continuing scoreboard updates here on the Ad Astra Sports Network as we continue on the Healthy Root Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County. I'm Lucky Kid.
On the basketball court, a good offense is the best defense. You can count on Farm Bureau agent Teresa Boken to be your family's point guard and defend you against whatever life throws your way. She's there to handle your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't wait for the worst to happen when it comes to your insurance. Talk to Farm Bureau agent Teresa Boken in Sterling today and see how she can protect what matters most.
Contact me, Teresa Boken in Sterling, at 620-278-2572.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Western Agriculture Insurance Company.
No tricks, just treats with MTC Fiber Internet in October. Sign up this spooky season and treat yourself to Fiber Fast Internet. Celebrate 120 years of MTC with 120 days of free fiber internet. Visit mtc4me.com/get fiber now. Call 877-216-9951 or stop by one of our offices in Little River, Lyons, Marquette, McPherson, or Sterling to take advantage of this scary good deal.
Start your home remodel at the Finished Flooring Interiors. From stunning Mohawk flooring to Kansan-made onyx or custom cabinetry, we've got the style and quality you need and the professionals to put it together. Find us at Euclid and Main in McPherson because every great home starts with the finish.
Your health matters, and so does being close to the care you need. McPherson Center for Health offers compassionate care right here in your community. McPherson Center for Health, caring for you close to home.
At Mid-Kansas Credit Union, we live by our motto, grounded in the past, growing for the future. We are a full-service credit union with offices in Mound Ridge and Buhler. Mid-Kansas Credit Union would like to wish all the athletes the best of luck as they compete this season.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
Welcome to the Great Plains Federal Credit Union halftime report. All Augusta here in this first half, 26-0 over McPherson. It's been, I'd say it's been kind of deja vu. This one's been all Augusta in this one. And the first one 2 weeks ago was a shootout to start off, and then Augusta really pulled away. But this has been all Augusta from start to finish. And this is it's been an interesting game, but there's quite a bit that we talked about at halftime, Nathan. And I think you put it, kind of better than a lot of other things. But I feel like there's been a lot of this has been, Coach Papp talked about this earlier, matchup based. Talked about Brecken Albert versus Ashton Malm earlier, and the same amount of speed, but then I used this word over the break. It's Darwinian. Albert's 6'2", Ashton Malm's 5'10". So if those guys are the same speed, then big turtle eat little turtle, kind of. And that's no offense to Ashton whatsoever. That's just kind of how size works in the realm of football sometimes.
Yeah, it comes down to size, catch radius, the ability to route run and get open because of your size and use that speed to an advantage. And Brecken Albert has done that to perfection here tonight, in my opinion. And, I mean, Ashton Malm hasn't been bad either. He's just been held in check for the most part. I've only got him for 4 catches and 19 yards, and I know other stats have him about the same as well. So he's just been held in check, is in my opinion.
What are some other numbers you have in the first half for both teams?
Yeah, we'll stay on the trend of McPherson. I've got him unofficially at 134 total yards. I've got 60 yards through the air. Like we talked about, 4 of 19 for Ashton Malm. The other notable one, Jackson Hoover got his first 2 catches of his varsity career. He's got 27. I've got him having 74 yards on the ground, with Dane Becker having 35 yards on 7 carries. I had 73 yards with Carter Bankston having 5 carries for 34 yards. 38 yards as well. So really it's 133 total yards. On the other side, I've got 226 with Owen Roberts having 57 yards on the ground. Brody Haskell having 34 yards on the ground as well. And then Brecken Albert's done the majority of the work through the air with 51 receiving yards, 3 catches. They've got 94 yards through the air. So 132 on the ground, 94 through the air, 226 total.
Let's talk about how we got here. 26-0 Augusta at the half. McPherson will have the ball to start the second half. They won the opening coin toss and elected to defer. But McPherson got the ball, or rather Augusta got the ball first at their own 24-yard line. It was a 76-yard drive in just a little over 4 minutes, ending off with a 5-yard touchdown run by Brody Haskell. And then Haskell got an interception on their first defensive drive. McPherson started that drive at their own 46, but then it got picked up when they were at the Augusta 28-yard line, giving it back to Augusta, who then scored a couple plays later on a 33-yard touchdown pass from Haskell to Brecken Albert to make it 12-0, as the PAT was no good there too. After forcing a punt, Augusta came back, scored a touchdown once again, a 66-yard drive in just about a minute 48. That's what I have down. 5-yard touchdown run by Owen Roberts. Then after McPherson punted, it was a punt return touchdown of about 76 yards by Brecken Albert. And that cut the deficit, the lead even further for Augusta after a 2-point conversion. And then yet another interception thrown, that one by Brecken Albert. So it's been the Brody Haskell, Brecken Albert show today. And that was on a 56-yard drive in which McPherson had 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line. And it was intercepted once again. McPherson then got it once more after Augusta was forced to punt for the first time today. But they punted it themselves, and then Augusta ran out the rest of the clock to send us to halftime. 26-0 is where we see it, with the second half just a few moments away. We'll be back after this for second half action between Augusta and McPherson. You're listening to coverage of McPherson High School football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
You're listening to the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Halftime Report. Tonight's second half kickoff is coming up next. Stream Bullpup football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra Radio app. Your home for the McPherson Bullpups is 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Hi, I am Josh French, owner of Tallgrass Turf Solutions here in McPherson. We're here for all of your turf management and lawn care needs. We offer many services including fertilization, weed control, disease control, and prevention, aeration, lawn repair and maintenance, and much more. Plus, we can install new lawns and irrigation systems. Find us online at tallgrassturfsolutions.com. Tallgrass Turf Solutions here in McPherson. We build gorgeous, self-sustaining lawns.
Experience the best in customer service when you call Alliance Agency Inc. for a Buckeye Insurance Group personal insurance quote. Alliance Agency Inc. can provide insurance coverage to meet your family's needs. Protect your financial future by calling Alliance Agency Inc. at 620-241-0213. Buckeye Insurance Group and Alliance Agency Inc. working together to protect you.
Hi, I'm Andrew Ealing. I'm excited to tell you about the Poo Squad of Hutchinson. Are you tired of the unpleasant task of picking up dog poop? I can help. We offer a one-time or weekly service for your convenience. Our pricing is affordable and varies based on the number of dogs. For one dog per week, it's only $12 or $52 a month. You can easily book online at hutch.thepoosquad.com or call or text at 620-322-0522. We take a lot of crap from our customers. Contact the Poo Squad of Hutchinson today.
Hi, this is Lucas Raleigh with Raleigh Insurance. If you are thinking about shopping your farm or ranch's insurance, let us do the shopping for you with our newly expanded markets and carriers. As an independent agency, we've been working with family farms and large commercial farmers across Kansas for the past 50 years. Check out RaleighInsurance.biz, see me in Little River, or stop by Raleigh Insurance in Inman or Lyons today.
Since 1965, your choice for home, auto, farm, and commercial insurance. Raleigh Insurance. Get your free quote today.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
Second half just moments away from kicking off. McPherson trailing Augusta 26-0 here at halftime. McPherson does get the ball to start off the second half, but I'm sure in the locker room it was an interesting conversation, and we kind of talked about it off air, Nathan, and I think it kind of boils down to digging deep and figuring out who wants to practice on Monday, who wants to come back next week, rather than having to turn in all of your equipment.
Well, yeah, I know head coach Chase Pavlovich, in the last couple of years that I've been around this program, he's talked about get to practice. They get to practice each win they have in the playoffs, and do they want to have the ability to get to practice again and go to film on Saturday and do the things the right way and look forward to a game against either a Mulvane team or a Circle team. And my guess, just not a prediction here, my guess is Mulvane is who they would have been facing.
Well, Mulvane is currently up 33-0 at halftime over Circle, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Unlike the NBA, I won't try to bet that one.
Oh my gosh!
I won't be there. I know that's a week behind, but again, I think that's where the message stems is. All right, okay, guys, we know what they're going to do to us. We know what they are. We've had this game plan in our head. All right, let's go make some adjustments at halftime, and by adjustments, a mentality adjustment, a come back out and say, you know what, you guys aren't going to beat us to end our season on our home field at McPherson Stadium, the home of Paul Family Field. You're not going to do that. This is our house. You're not going to beat us twice.
This is definitely not a deficit that is not feasible to come back from. 26 points is definitely feasible to come back from, especially in two quarters. I mean, if one team can score that many and a half, another team can score that many, and then some, because the one difference maker, Brody Haskell, has missed 3 PATs. Obviously, Jackson Hoover hasn't had a chance to kick a PAT, but he's 25 of 32 this year. The starting kickoff of the second half is away. It is a low kick. It hits off of a Bullpup, a scramble for the ball, but McPherson gets it at their own 35-yard line, or rather their 36 is where they'll mark it, but McPherson will set up shop for their first drive of this second half.
Yeah, and I think at halftime, I think what head coach Chase Pavlovich and offensive coordinator John Montgomery are going to look at is what Augusta's doing well to kind of defeat them. They're being a little bit multiple. They're stopping the run really well, coming up and using contain and using eye discipline from the linebacking core. They need to get outside of that right now.
On first down, they'll hand it off, and boy, did Becker get met up quick, fast, and in a hurry. He lost 3 yards on the first play of the drive, trying to go up the gut, but was met up by a white jersey immediately.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm talking about. They went almost a zone run there, just an inside zone where Dane Becker just did not have enough space to work and get upfield, and that time a big loss on the play.
Second down, and I actually called a loss of 4. So 2nd and 14 for McPherson. Trips to the right, one receiver wide left, banks in to throw on the run. Fires, caught by Barkley, his first catch of the game inside the 35, pushing across the 40. They'll mark him right at the 40-yard line, but an 8-yard gain that will set up 3rd down and 6 for McPherson.
And the one thing that McPherson has done really well is gotten everybody involved on this offense. Ashton Malm's got a catch. Paxton Ingalls has a catch. Brody Millicent has a catch. Jackson Hoover's got his first 2 of the year, plus Dane Becker and Bo Barkley all with catches.
Dane Becker went to the sideline, favoring that left leg. He's actually now down on the ground, and he's going to get looked at by his teammates. The training staff will possibly come over too, but he's on the sideline. We'll keep an eye on that. 3rd down and 6 for McPherson. Play clock down to 8. 2 receivers wide left, tight end receiver on the right. They're on the right hash. Barkley in motion right to left in the pistol. Bankton fires quickly, caught by Malm, trying to spin away from one would-be tackler. He cannot. Brody Haskell brings him down for a gain of just about 3 yards. They gave him an extra one, actually, 4 yards on that play. So 4th down and 2 coming up for McPherson, and I think this is a no-brainer. The offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, especially in a four touchdown game, you got to keep the offense on the field. You got to score on almost every drive.
4th down and 2 out of the pistol. Bankton kind of tried a hard count. Now they look to the sideline. 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. McPherson down 26-0. 2 receivers right, a tight end receiver wide left. Quick pass. It is incomplete. Drop by Ingles. He tried to go low for a catch on the near side, just shy of the 50. He couldn't haul it in. It's incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs.
Again, they just went with the almost, I'm going to call it a hitches play, is where across the board every wide receiver is just going to run 3, 4, 5 yards down the field. They're going to stop, turn around, and they call it a hitch where you come back and come back to catch the football. That time just unable to connect as Bankston just quite didn't get enough on the throw.
So now Augusta, already up 26-0, takes over at the McPherson 44-yard line. Haskell in the shotgun, 2 backs on each side. Handoff. Roberts on the right side, met up at the line of scrimmage. Jaron Stutzman and Bo Barkley were there. No gain, and that's a promising start for the defense to start off the second half.
Yeah, an excellent job there by Bo Barkley, holding contained, keeping him from getting outside of that tackle box and forcing him back up the field, where Jaron Stutzman was there from the backside, came across and was able to push him back for no gain on the play.
2nd down and 10 for Augusta. Still at the McPherson 44-yard line. 2 receivers right side now. Receiver in motion. Touch pass to Bridwell. Near side. Lowers the head, but met up by Nolan Piercy. Only 1 yard on that play. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Augusta.
And Lane, we talked about him in the previous half, coming out with a little bit of an injury, a little bit banged up. Dane Becker also in on that play as well, coming up from his safety position.
Well, that's good to see. 3rd down and 9 for Augusta. Less than 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Their first possession of the second half, which they got on a turnover on downs. Haskell checks the sort of coach's wristband. So does everybody for Augusta. Everybody wears one on their left wrist. 1 receiver wide on each side. 2 backs in the backfield in the shotgun. They will hand it off to Harris, trying to go up the middle. Met up at the 40, trying to drive forward. He won't much further, down to the 39. It's a gain of 4 yards, but it's 4th down and 5 coming up for Augusta. This is about 4 down territory. They're at the McPherson 39.
Yeah, this is too close to really punt this football and have any success with it. And right now their kicking game hasn't been very good all day. So you just go, you pick up 4 or 5 yards, get a halfway go for this 4th down.
4th down and 5 with 8:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. McPherson needing a defensive stop. They're going to fake the handoff, fire near side, caught for a 1st down. Bridwell inside the 30, spun down to the 27-yard line by Dane Becker, but there is a flag, so we'll check on that, and we'll see. I think this one might be coming back. Well, let's double check. Kind of both. An eligible man downfield is the call on Augusta. It's a 5-yard penalty, which makes it 4th down and 9.
Yeah, that's just a simple run-pass option there, and with that, the offensive line doesn't know what you're trying to do with the football if you're the quarterback, and so they can work their way upfield. They've got, in high school football, they've got 5 yards to work. That time, one of the offensive linemen got 5-6 yards down the field before Haskell got rid of the football.
They put it down at the 44, which says it's 4th down and 10. I believe that was a 4th down and 4, so that's interesting. I guess a 6-yard penalty. Offense still on the field in the shotgun, 1 receiver wide on each side, but a timeout will be called by Augusta with a play clock running down. They'll talk over what to do on this 4th down and 10 play.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Bullpups on defense, I mean, last play there where the penalty occurred, they were in an off-man coverage with Dane Becker on this one side, giving them enough space to pick up the 1st down on a quick pass or a quick slant. I'd expect almost the Bullpups to be in an intermediate, not quite press man coverage, but not quite off-man coverage. I'd expect them to be kind of in that intermediate area to kind of take away that 5, 6, 7-yard catch and pick up the 1st down with 3 extra more yards. But if you're Augusta, I think you come out and you're going to look to Brody Haskell. You're going to look to that quarterback keeper again and get him back out there and let him get into space and pick up this 10 yards.
There was a fan right in front of our crowd microphone that said, keeper, watch the keeper, like the QB keeper, what he's trying to say. So pretty much probably what the game plan might have been. We'll see.
Well, so, you know where I get all my information.
Fair enough. 4th down and 10 coming up for Augusta, and they're in a punt formation. But they're also saying watch out for the guys lined up wide on each side in case of a possible fake. As Ashton Malm comes in back deep to return, Haskell will punt it away. High side over side punt, which bounces backwards at the 15 and will get picked up at about the 18-yard line. So a punt of about 26 yards for Brody Haskell, and now McPherson back on offense.
That was an excellent drive there by the Bullpups defense. That was a great job getting off the field, getting a 3-and-out and really forcing Augusta to punt this football back and not allowing them to score any points and giving your offense the chance to really get them back in this football game.
So McPherson sets up shop at their own 13-yard line in the shotgun. Carter Bankson with the tailback being Dane Becker. They'll hand it off. Becker trying to find a move on the left edge. He'll be snuffed out for a loss on the play. A loss of a yard, says the far down official. So 2nd down and long coming up. 2nd down and 11 about is what they're going to mark it.
Yeah, again, just trying to use that zone run, this time to the outside zone run. And again, we've talked about it all season. That zone run just means that this offensive line is really kind of blocking a zone on the field. They're not really blocking anybody, just whoever is in that zone. And that time Augusta was able to stuff the run and stuff the zones and just not allow Dane Becker outside.
In the shotgun, 2nd down and 11. They will hand it off again. Up the gut goes Becker, but this time for a gain down to the 21. So a gain of about, we'll see what they say, 3rd down and 11 makes it about 3rd down and 8, or 3rd down and 7, so a gain of 4. I was trying to do the math in my head because the scoreboard operator got the yard line completely wrong because they said the 12. It's like, no, it was at the 17, so 17 to the 21, gain of 4 yards, 3rd down and 7 for McPherson.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down. You have to get a 1st down here. You got to keep your defense on the sideline and keep the offense on the field.
On play action, they're going to look to throw, firing across near side, and it's incomplete. Bit of an errant pass intended for Jackson Hoover, and it's 4th down again for McPherson.
Yeah, an excellent job by Cale Wills, the safety, just reading and understanding what Carter Bankston was trying to do, reacted to the football being thrown, and almost had an interception and almost ran into Jackson Hoover and just did not allow any space for that catch to be made.
They're going to punt with 6:05 to go or 6:07 to go, rather. 3rd quarter clock stops on the incompletion. Brecken Albert back deep to return. He already has 1 punt return touchdown today. This one's a low kick that bounces at midfield. Albert will pick it up at the near side at the 38, run backwards, trying to get away from a couple of guys far side. He is going to end up losing yards on this return as he's brought down at the 32-yard line. So that's a return of -6 on the play, and Augusta will set up at their own 33-yard line, or 32, I should say.
Great open field tackle there by Adrian Unruh. He one of the gunners on the special teams punt unit was able to get down there and really box in Brecken Albert, just not allow him to go anywhere, and actually went backwards on the punt return.
Augusta will set up at their own 32-yard line with 5:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Nobody has scored in this second half as of yet, but Augusta still with a 26-0 lead. Fake handoff, fire far side, caught by Albert at around the line of scrimmage. Had to get away from his tackler or get away from his blocker and a would-be tackler, and he'll gain 2 yards on that reception to the 34-yard line before being spun down by Brody Millicent.
Yeah, again, they're going to go back to this where they just get it out to Brecken Albert kind of in space. This is exactly what the Bullpups do with Ashton Malm. I know we talked about that at halftime, where they're very similar players, just one's a little bit taller than Brecken Albert. They're just going to get it out with a blocker out in front and just allow Brecken Albert to be said athlete.
2nd down and 8. Low snap, a slow snap at that, but it's clean, and they hand it off. Roberts trying to find an edge right side, but McPherson meets him up defensively. Dylan Hall slams him down at about the 35-yard line, but I think they're going to give forward progress a few extra yards. Yeah, they're going to put him at the 38, so a gain of 4 yards makes it 3rd down and 4 coming up for Augusta.
Again, Dylan Hall, in this defensive tackle position. He's been one of McPherson's best defenders all year. 57 tackles coming into tonight. That leads the Bullpups.
4:45 to go, third quarter, third down and 4. A low snap, fake handoff. Haskell keeps right side, burst of speed, first down and more. 45-40. Hoffman to beat at the 30 and pushed out of bounds inside the 30-yard line by Hoffman. A touchdown saving tackle, but yet another long gain by Brody Haskell down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, again, there is that quarterback keeper again with Brody Haskell, and they've used this to perfection here tonight, and was able to pick up a big 33 yards on the play and give them nice field position inside Bullpup territory.
Makes it first down and 10 at the McPherson 29-yard line for Augusta, trying to slam the door on what has been all Augusta so far. McPherson will stack the line. Fake handoff, a fire far side, knocked away and incomplete. 2 Bullpups were there, but a flag is down. This may be another ineligible man downfield, because I saw one offensive lineman inside the 25. The line of scrimmage is the 29. Indeed, that's the call on the guy that I was looking at. So, yeah, I was right for once.
Lane, I'm not really quite sure how the offensive lineman gets that far downfield on that corner route. He should understand that pass is coming. Now, if this was a run-pass option, maybe. I just couldn't quite tell if that's what that was supposed to be.
That's what I was about to say. It was probably an RPO, but first down and 15 after the penalty. They will hand it off this time, looking for the left edge as Jaden Harris met up, getting a couple of the penalty yards back, but not much further, down to the 31. Makes it a gain of 3 yards there on first down and 15. Second and 12 coming up for Augusta, up 26-0. 4:15 to go in the third quarter. They're at the McPherson 31.
Yeah, that time Dakota Lynn came up from his safety position. He's been a really nice safety for this team. 30 tackles, 1 interception. And he came up and was able to stop the run. He's done that all year long, stopping the run. Dakota Lynn's been really good at it.
Low snap, fake handoff. Haskell looks to throw, steps up into the pocket, met up and down in the backfield for a QB sack. Dylan Hall comes out to celebrate. A loss of a yard, but it's still technically a QB sack. Correction, a loss of 2. Third down and 14 for Augusta at the 33.
Yeah, an excellent job by Dylan Hall in that defensive tackle position. We talked about him earlier. He's only had 1 sack all season long, now 2. Last week was his first sack, so Dylan Hall from that defensive tackle position is coming on strong at the end of the year.
Third down and 14 coming up for Augusta at the McPherson 33. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on each side of Haskell. 2 receivers wide to the right. They're between the hashes as they go from right to left as we view the turf. Fake throw, and then he's going to run near side. Haskell with a burst of speed, cuts right at the 20. First down and more inside the 15-yard line to the 12 is where they're going to mark it. A 21-yard run on 3rd and 14 moves the chains for Augusta back into the red zone.
Again, there's that quarterback keeper. It's almost a power run. They're getting running backs out in front. They're getting their big men and tight ends out in front on blocking. And with Brody Haskell, the 6'1" quarterback, arm tackles just aren't enough to bring him down, and he's broken almost every single arm tackle here today.
2:40 to go in the third quarter. First down at the 12-yard line for Augusta. Fake handoff. Haskell rolls to the left side wanting to throw, but he cuts back upfield. He's going to tuck it and run at the 5, then hit hard from behind inside the 5 to the 3 is where they're going to mark him, but that's still a 9-yard run. Second down and about a yard coming up for Augusta at the McPherson 4.
And this is where Brody Haskell does all of his damage. When they use everyone else to get down inside the red zone, and then Brody Haskell says, you know what, let's take over. They do almost the Josh Allen thing where okay, you go 10 guys on 10 guys. That means one-on-one against Brody Haskell. They're going to take that every time.
They actually mark it at the 3. It's another fake handoff. Haskell up the gut, driving, trying to find the goal line. They'll mark him short. One marked him short. One said a touchdown. We'll double check. The far official said touchdown. Near official said down at the 1. And now both officials will come together. It's going to be either first and goal at the 1 or a touchdown for Augusta.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down and reached across. However, he made the line to gain. It's the first down.
So down at the 1-yard line. It's a gain of about 2.5 yards, but it's first and goal at the 1 for Augusta.
I'll bet you $1 this goes to Haskell.
As much as I would bet more, I don't want to. just in case, because this has been an Augusta team that has used just so many weapons. This is a drive that's gone more than 4 minutes, so not only is Augusta wasting the clock, they're about a yard away from extending their lead. Two backs in the backfield. Haskell will hand it off, and he will go into the end zone. Jaden Harris, touchdown Augusta. 32-0, and a late flag will come in after the play, but this touchdown will stand. But Jaden Harris runs it in for the touchdown, so I'm glad we didn't accept that bet, Nathan, because you would have lost a dollar. Coach Pavlovich is coming out to the white hat official, so we'll see who this is on. So unsportsmanlike conduct on Harris after the touchdown, and the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff is what they say. But the touchdown will stand. It's 32-0 Augusta, 1:32 to go, third quarter.
They've done a really nice job here tonight. And like you said, I would have lost a dollar there. I'm glad you didn't take that bet. I would have guessed it would have gone to Haskell. But Harris, man, he's a really good number 2 back for them as well. Fits into that, for us, the Brody Millison role. But he's been really good.
Haskell's PAT, this one is up and good. His first made PAT. He's 1 of 4 today. But either way, it doesn't really matter because Augusta's up 33-0 with 1:32 to go in the third quarter. We'll step aside. We're back in 30 seconds from McPherson Stadium. You're listening to coverage of McPherson High School football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
The new Reinke E3 uses high-strength steel because it's tried and true. Why mess with perfection? The industry's highest strength-to-weight ratio is used in all Reinke systems. At Reinke, you can take your pick from a range of materials to fend off corrosion and cater to your specific needs. Contact your local Reinke dealer, Bullseye Irrigation of Inman, today. Reinke uses common sense just like you do. Discover common sense. Discover the new E3. Bullseye Irrigation of Inman is your Reinke dealer. Reinke, more right than rain.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Augusta extends their lead as they are 13 minutes and 32 seconds away from their first playoff win under head coach Dawson Elliott, and for the first time since 2021. McPherson down by 33 points. They have not been shut out this year. They only scored 3 points against Mulvane, but those were the first points of the game. Augusta kicking it off from the 25 because a penalty was assessed on the kickoff, which came after the play, and Haskell kicks it out of bounds on the near side, so it will be a penalty, and McPherson will have it at the 35.
McPherson has elected to back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, I think they're going to back them up.
Actually, yeah. So McPherson will actually let them kick off from the 20 instead. Haven't quite seen you don't see that often where they instead decide to say, hey, instead of enforcing it that, they'll have it on this yard line, they'll say, hey, they're going to actually back up the kicking team 5 yards and let them go again. You don't see that often.
No, I think, though, it gives them better field position with Augusta doing these squib kicks.
Well, this one, more of a deep kick near side, and out of bounds it goes again. More of a line drive. Heads up to the lineman near side.
Free kick out of bounds. Augusta. McPherson has elected to back him up 5 yards.
And they're going to move him back 5 yards again. When will this end?
I don't know, honestly, Lane. The thing is, and I'll talk about this now. With them trying to do this kick, they are going to struggle in the kicking game a lot. Yeah, I've noticed here with Brody Haskell, the problem has been his footing. His plant foot, I think, sometimes gets out in front, gets behind, and that causes an inconsistent foot swing, and it doesn't allow you to get a consistent ball as Jackson Hoover falls on that. But that is your special teams.
Every time I forget that we do that. Every time.
Well, the thing is to go in more in depth as the offense comes back out here. It comes down to the snap. It comes down to the timing on the field goals or the extra points. But for this, I just think it's just an inconsistent foot swing, and so they just have decided to go to that squib kick or that onside kick.
Yeah, it was more of like, as you mentioned, like that onside kick, and was picked up and just going to the ground was Jackson Hoover at the Augusta 40, so that's where McPherson's going to set up with 1:32 to go in this third quarter. On handoff, they'll hand it off to Millison, who gets a good gain, gets a first down, lowers the head to the 24-yard line. So a 16-yard run by a sophomore who had an amazing start to the year where he had over 200 yards against Circle. He had not played varsity at all last year as a freshman, and he became the first 200-plus yard rusher in a single game in 7 years.
Yeah, Brody Millicent, man, he came on really strong. It slowed down as the years gone on, but came on really, really strong.
High snap but a handoff. Millicent up the middle, another good gain at the 15. Still bullying his way and down just shy of the 10. They'll mark him at the 11. So make it a 13-yard gain that time for Brody Millicent.
Yeah, again, another excellent pickup. And like you talked about, Lane, I really do think that he has been a good back and will continue to get better as the years go on.
Another high snap, another handoff. Millicent near edge at the 10. The 5 driving. Did he get over a man? No, he's just shy of the goal line at the 1. I thought he kind of was on top of a guy trying to drag him down and tried to stretch for the goal line, but they're going to mark him short of the goal line. But it is enough for a first down as they mark him at the 1. 40 seconds to go, third quarter. McPherson on offense, first and goal at the 1-yard line. Millicent is hurt, though. He took his helmet off, and now he's going to go down. So Millicent, I wonder if it's just dealing with some cramping problems, but he's hurting a little bit, so he goes down to make this play stop. And this injury timeout brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a car wreck, Pile Law takes the time to explain your options to get you the benefits you deserve. But even though he's down right now, how about Brody Millicent in those 3 straight carries?
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, that's what you kind of showed, that burst you kind of showed, the strength, is what kind of brought him to light this season, and playing against Great Bend and playing against a few other opponents, and Circle and Chanute and Winfield as well. Rose Hill, he had a great game as well. So he came on really strong, but the last few weeks people have bottled him up, and now he's got 40 yards by my count here just on 4 carries. So it's 10 yards a carry right now as he kind of walks off, and it just looks like, to me, it looks like he's just using his power and just took a hit and got a little bit of a stinger, if you will.
Yeah, maybe. And those just hurt more than anything. And Coach Pav will come up to him and ask him, how he's feeling. Dane Becker's back in, but so is Keaton Crane. Crane back onto the field, and Crane is a senior. Clock will run again. Inside 30 seconds to go, third quarter. McPherson down 33-0. They're going to fake the handoff. Bankson keeps driving to the goal line. Did he get it? No. One official far side says down as they go pretty much just about a half a yard. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. Clock running. Millicent back in. If McPherson hurries, they can get a playoff before the start of the fourth quarter. I don't think they will. 3 seconds. Now down to 2, down to 1. They just get the snap off. High snap. Bankson keeps driving for the goal line. Did he get it? No, they're going to say he's short again. Short by half a yard again as we end the third quarter. 33-0 Augusta through 3 quarters of play. Fourth quarter is coming up after this as there's a Bullpup down as well now in the end zone, and we'll let you know who that is when we return. But third quarter over, fourth quarter coming up after this. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to coverage of Bullpup football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
Terra Financial Crop Insurance knows farming. With hands-on experience, they're invested in protecting your fields and future. Visit terrafinancialinc.com to find a location near you. Terra Financial, growing security, one field at a time.
For more than 90 years, Hutchinson Community College has been the premier 2-year educational institution in Kansas, offering the highest quality education at an exceptional value. Schedule a personal campus tour today. Visit hutchcc.edu/campus tour.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Coverage of McPherson High School football brought to you by Next Tech Wireless. You can stream every game live with the Ad Astra Radio app powered by Next Tech Wireless. Find the latest phones and devices at the best prices. We're also brought to you by McPherson College. You bring the dream, we'll build the team. Success is a team effort. Begin building yours at McPherson College. It's a great day to be a Bulldog.
Go Dogs!
Big game coming up tomorrow for McPherson College football. Possibly the one big chance that either McPherson or Southwestern, who they play, for a chance at an at-large bid in the national tournament, as more than likely Friends is going to win the division, but that's a big-time top 25 matchup. Now McPherson has third down and goal at the 1. They're down 33-0 through 3 quarters of play. Fourth quarter about to begin. Two backs in the backfield. One is Millicent, the other is Becker. Handoff Millicent left side, pushing to the end zone. Touchdown McPherson, and it's the sophomore Brody Millicent crossing the goal line to put McPherson on the board to start off this fourth quarter, 33-6 Augusta.
You know, it's only fitting for Brody Millicent to who started this drive, who got this drive down to the 1 yard line, to be the one to punch it in. That is an excellent job by Brody Millicent. That drive is all due to Brody Millicent. What a great job by him.
A 40-yard drive at that. Now in to kick the extra point is Jackson Hoover. Flag down. The play continues, though. It should have died, actually, as was called. And, a false start call, I believe, on illegal formation on McPherson. Okay, that's why the play continued. So my apologies on that. So that's why it did. But the official still talking with Coach Pavlovich, and McPherson's going to keep their PAT team on the field. And, I mean, Hoover can hit this. This is a 25-yard PAT, but a chance to make it 33-7, 11:55 to go in the game. Good snap. Another flag down, and the kick is good. Do we have a legal formation again? Yes. Well, I think Coach Pav wants to come out and say, well, what's going on so we can fix it? Because now the officials are kind of coming together. And now this is going to be a 30-yard PAT. Now, Hoover made the last one. So can he hit this one? High snap. Kick is down, or rather the hold is down. The kick, no good. He missed it wide to the right. That looked good from our angle. Coach Pav holds up his hand saying that looked good, but the officials say no. So it'll stay a 33-6 ball game. We'll step aside. We're back in 30 seconds here from McPherson. You're listening to Bullpup Football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
Do you have plans this weekend? How about spending a little time working on some of those touch-up jobs around the house? With Do It Best quality paints, you can expect the highest quality and beauty. Do It Best quality paints is easy to apply and clean up, and you'll love the results. Stop by Gearing Hardware in Moundridge. One of our friendly staff members will help you choose the right Do It Best quality paints, color, and supplies you need to get those touch-up jobs accomplished.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
McPherson on the board as it is 33-6 Augusta with 11:55 to go in this ball game in the first round of the playoffs. I'd like to thank our sponsors, McPherson Dental Care, Pile Law, The Finished Tallgrass Turf Solutions, McPherson Center for Health, McPherson Laundry, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, and Pools Plus. A 1-yard touchdown run by Brody Millicent. The PAT was no good after back-to-back illegal formation calls, and then the 30-yard PAT missing wide to the right. But now McPherson, their kicking unit back onto the field, and I think Augusta will probably line up or at least possibly expect an onside kick here. 33-6 Augusta, 11:55 to go in this ball game. Hoover will run up to the ball, and it will be an onside kick bouncing high. It was a deep onside and almost picked up by McPherson, but just hauling it in for Augusta was Marcus Kelly right at the 38-yard line. Augusta will take over there.
That was a good bounce, good high bounce on the onside kick. That's exactly what you want to see on that style of kick. But unfortunately, Augusta was able to fall on it, and now with just under a quarter to play here, just 11:54 to go. This is where Augusta takes Owen Roberts. They take Jaden Harris and just run this football.
Mulvane did. Nope, at the end of the third quarter, I thought it was a final, but Mulvane up over circle 47-0. Handoff to Roberts on the left edge, finds it across the 45 to the 50, far side, 45-40, 35-30, and Barkley brings him down just shy of the 30 rather, but out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And that another long rushing play by Augusta, and that's been their bread and butter. Whoever wins this game will likely play Mulvane as they're up by a lot over circle after 3. And if it's Augusta, it's going to be close, and I may honestly put my bet on Augusta if I would, but still, like, this team found that switch, as I talked about in the pregame. They found that switch, and they're using it. On first down, they're at the McPherson 30, handoff. It's Harris this time on the left edge, across the 25, still driving, and down to the 22-yard line. So an 8-yard gain for Jaden Harris, but this is an Augusta team with a lot of weapons and a lot of physicality. They were so close to defeating Mulvane. They only lost by 3. In fact, they were up in that game by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. Mulvane came back to win. I'm sure this Augusta team, should they be the team to play Mulvane next week, is going to have that in the back of their mind, saying, hey, they can turn this around, especially on the road.
Yeah, this is a really, really good Augusta team. They've come on strong, and they're really well coached. Just second year, like you talked about, in Dawson Elliott. They've done a nice job turning around this program.
Second down and 2. They'll hand it off right side. It's Roberts. First down inside the 20 and down to the 18 is where they say. 4-yard gain, but enough to move the sticks for Augusta. First down and 10. And we talked about this, especially at halftime. How in the world did this Augusta team lose 5 games?
I don't know whether it was they just didn't understand their personnel yet, where their situations needed to come from, or who they needed to get stuff from, or if Brody Haskell just finally took over and Brecken Albert took over with their athleticism. They've got athletes all over this field, and this offensive line is gelling together like a unit should. They've been a really good offensive football team.
10.5 minutes to go. First down and 10 at the McPherson 18-yard line with Augusta. Low snap, and Haskell picked it up and then drugged down by Jaron Stutzman in the backfield for a lengthy loss. Was very close for being called for a horse collar, but they'll mark him for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16 coming up for Augusta. They still lead 33-6, though, with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, that play was blown up from the start. I mean, a bad snap, bad everything for Brody Haskell, and Jaron Stutzman was able to pull him down or yank him down by the jersey. I'm not going to quite call it a horse collar. Yeah, I agree with the call on the field.
Okay. Second down and 16 with 9:40 to go in this ball game. Augusta will line up in the shotgun. 1 receiver wide on each side. 2 backs to the backfield again. Handoff. It's Roberts from the left side, cutting to the right. Inside the 20, they get that penalty yardage back, and they go back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's a 6-yard run for Owen Roberts, and that makes it 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Orioles.
Yeah, that'll, by my unofficial count, that'll put him right at just about the century mark. Right at 100 yards for Owen Roberts here tonight. He's had a nice game, and I know early on he was running all over this Bullpups defense. Had around 50 yards going in to the second quarter, so he's done a really nice job at running back for this Orioles offense.
After this play, we'll give you some score updates around the McPherson Dental Care scoreboard, but 8:52 to go in this ball game. Augusta has 3rd down and 10. They break the huddle with 2 on the play clock, or rather that's where it's at now. They're all confused, and actually a flag will come in, and there will be a delay of game call, although there's some players for Augusta that was about to walk back to their sideline thinking they called timeout, but they didn't. So it's a delay of game call to move them back 5 yards. 3rd down and 15 coming up for Augusta at the McPherson 23.
Yeah, Lane, it'll be interesting to see what Augusta does here if they're unable to pick up this first down, and if they only pick up a couple of yards, see if they go for this in 4th down and long.
2 receivers wide to the right, a fake pass, and Haskell keeps burst of speed, gets hit hard by Melton across the 20 to the 17. The penalty yardage comes back, but then just 2 more. It's 4th down at about 8 yards, and Augusta will do a bit of a mass substitution coming in, and we'll see what they will do. I think we'll see what they do. They're bringing in some extra guys. I think they're going to go for a field goal right here. Brody Haskell's the kicker, and this would be about a 34, 35-yard field goal. I say about 34, 35 because the holder's at the 34.5, or 24.5. So let's say it's a 34.5-yard field goal for Brody Haskell. Good snap, good hold, kick, has the distance. Does it split the uprights? No, it didn't have the difference. It's off the crossbar. It's no good. And McPherson will get the ball back, but they'll have it at their own 20 because the ball did cross the goal line, so it's a pseudo touchback. So McPherson gets the ball back. If they find a way to possibly get a quick score and then get an onside kick, this could be a ball game again.
Yeah, 100%. This absolutely could be a ball game. But you got to go quick. You got to really speed up. You've got all 3 timeouts, so you can take those whenever. But you want to try to keep those timeouts for as long as humanly possible. They need a 2-3 couple of different, just a couple of play drive here, and then a big onside kick recovery.
First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They're going to hand it off, and Millicent lost the football off the exchange, and it's picked up by Augusta. A flag comes in after the play, well away from the play. But that fumble was recovered by Augusta. It was picked up by Clayton Hall, and Millicent did not get a clean handoff. There was a marker that came in the secondary well after the play. We'll see who they call this on.
The ball was fumbled and recovered by the defense. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 0 from Augusta. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot. First and 10, Augusta.
So if you didn't hear that, we were sitting in listening to the official call. Fumble recovered by Augusta. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Dalton Apple for Augusta. So it's just 15 yards from the dead ball spot, but it puts them at the McPherson 29.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened, but it looked like him and Chase Gunn were kind of going after each other just a little bit, and Apple got called for the unnecessary roughness penalty there.
So first down at the 29-yard line in McPherson territory. They'll hand it off to Roberts on first down, lowering the head past the 25, still pushing. He lost the football. It's picked up by Becker. Becker looking for space on the near side. He's met up by Albert, still trying to push forward across to the 25, into the 28. So how about that? McPherson got it back. Dane Becker with the fumble recovery.
I'm still very confused as to how that ball came out. They were in a rugby-ish scrum there for a second, and all of a sudden the ball just popped out and right into Dane Becker's hands, and then almost everyone on the field kind of stopped, looked around, and went, okay, what now? What do we do now?
Just about. So weird sequence of events, but McPherson gets it back. Now first down at their own 28. It'll be a screen pass. It's Malm to the near side. He's got blockers looking for a lane near side at midfield. Tiptoes in bounds on the near side. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown McPherson. It's Ashton Malm going the full way, 72 yards. And boy, oh boy, did they need that quick score. McPherson Stadium comes to life again. 33-12. Augusta with 7:19 to go.
And that right there is what we were talking about. You bring out that jailbreak screen and you give it to Ashton Malm, the fastest guy on the football field. No offense, Brecken Albert, but you give it to Ashton Malm and let him go 72 yards to the house.
McPherson's offense on the field, they're going to go for 2, try to make it a 19-point game. McPherson was very confused for who they should have on the field as Ashton Malm came in really late, but they're going to line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers wide left, 1 to the right. 1 receiver on the left is Dane Becker. Piercy in motion right to left. Bankton now has Becker in motion. Bankton will fake the handoff, backwards pass, and Becker's going to throw to the end zone. It's the Jade play to get the 2-point conversion, caught by Ashton Malm, and that's a pass completed from Dane Becker to Ashton Malm. It's 33-14 with 7:19 to go.
What a play. Just when you needed a boost of momentum on your side, give it to Dane Becker. I didn't even know he was left-handed.
I didn't either.
And he threw it to Malm for the 2.
Wow, how about that? We're going to keep it right here, but boy, oh boy, what a weird sequence of events. And it's 33-14 Augusta, 7:19 to go. The thing is, time still not on McPherson's side by any stretch of the imagination. But if they needed a momentum boost, especially with time winding down, that was it.
Simple. Recover the onside kick, do another jailbreak screen, 1 play, 70 yards to Ashton Malm, then get the onside kick again, and then do the same play over and over again until you have the lead.
So now McPherson possibly going for another onside kick. They were so close from getting it last time. We'll see what they do here. They break their huddle, and the 5 guys on the far side of Hoover are kind of bunched up. while the ones on the near side are a bit out wide, a little more spaced out as they kick from the 40. Hoover puts up his right hand, then puts it down, runs up to the ball, and it will be an onside kick. Deflected by Augusta, but then picked up by Augusta on the near side at the 45-yard line. Augusta just able to avoid near disaster, so they'll get it back at their own 45, 7:17 to go.
Yeah, now I think what Augusta tries to do here is they're just going to give this football back to Owen Roberts. You trust the guy who got you here. He's a 5'10" senior. He had 130 attempts before this game even started, and he's got, by my count, he's got a bunch more, at least 12, 13, wow. 13 attempts so far for just over 100 yards. So you give it back to him. You trust this guy. You trust your running back, and you trust this offensive line.
On first down, they're going to hand it off to Roberts on a counter play, starting right, then going to the left. He's met up, and about a gain of a yard at most. Keaton Crane, the senior, brought him down. Just a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 coming up for Augusta.
Yeah, it was almost like I don't even want to call it a counter. It was almost like a draw play but it did counter the other. It's a draw counter, if you will. Everybody waited for a while to see what the Bullpups would do, and then they countered the direction of the offensive line and still only picked up a yard.
Augusta's going to take their time. I mean, rightfully so, up by 19. Play clock down to 15, and the clock continuing to roll. Now there's only one back in the backfield for Augusta, and they're in the pistol, so they're changing things up a little bit. Haskell takes the snap and hands it off out of the backfield, and Roberts met up and brought down to the backfield for a loss of 2 yards. Met up immediately by Jaron Stutzman as a plethora of Bullpups helped to bring him down. It's 3rd down and 11.
Excellent job there by Jaron Stutzman. Excellent job by this defensive line here to create that push and not allow Owen Roberts to have any space to run the football.
I do want to point something out, though, again, on that last 2-point conversion, especially on that last possession. I talked about this once for McPherson College a few weeks ago. How about the rare octopus for Ashton Malm? Got the 6 points on the touchdown. He officially caught the 2 points on the 2-point conversion. That's 8 points for Ashton Malm. That's what's called an octopus. It's very rare nowadays. On 3rd down and 12, it's a QB keeper. Haskell far side across midfield and trying to stretch for a first down, but he's just short. Out of bounds at the McPherson 48. It will be 4th down and 3 yards. A gain of 8 yards from Haskell. And other good news, that stops the clock. Other good news from McPherson, I should say, because he went out of bounds. It's not going to start until the next play in which the punting unit's coming onto the field.
Let's go. Be smart. Watch your fake.
And Ashton Malm's coming onto the field to have this punt return here.
McPherson, as they switch their personnel, pointing out the receiver saying, hey, watch out just in case they do try to fake this. Haskell will receive the snap. Here comes the pressure, but it's a high punt on the near side with a backspin, but it spins Augusta's way and out of bounds before the 15-yard line. A market at the McPherson 14. That's where McPherson will take over with 5.5 minutes to go. They're down by 19. They're still down by 4 possessions, technically. Yeah. Correction, 3 if you count, like, touchdowns and 2-point conversions. So they're still down by 3 possessions. They got to storm back quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yeah, that was a really nice punt by Augusta, just going out right at the 14-yard line. But you're right. I think you go back to – I actually wouldn't be shocked here if it's a jailbreak screen, this time to Brody Hoffman, just to try to catch him off guard.
Possibly. We'll see. Bankton will hand it off actually on first down. It's Becker across the 20, staying upright. Up the middle he goes. He stops and goes far side. A plethora of Orioles are there. He's across the 45 to the 47-yard line. A 33-yard run for Dane Becker.
Or you do that. You just hand it off to Dane Becker and just allow him to pick up 33 yards. What a run by Dane Becker.
And they're going to go up tempo. 2-by-2, they line up in the shotgun. High snap. And a fake handoff, maybe a busted play as Bankton keeps. He's down in the backfield. It's a loss of 3 yards on that play. I think that one was busted there, Nathan.
I would tend to agree with you there.
Bankton's coming out limping, but he's going to stay in the game. He's going to plead his case to stay in always. So,
yeah,
he's going to stay in.
Bankston's a tough kid. He's going to fight through some pain. And like you said, I think the high snap just moved the timing on that one just a bit off.
2-by-2 in the shotgun. Millicent is a tailback. It's another screen to Malm, who found pressure. Now he's going to run the opposite way, looking for an opening. He's not going to find one. He's down at the 40-yard line for a loss of 4 on the play. So that'll make it third down and very long coming up for McPherson. Third down and 17 will be the call with 4:20 to go in the game, down 33-14.
And the clock continues to run here. He just tried to reverse field on that one, and I think he should have just gone upfield and tried to take that football out of bounds and gain 1, maybe 2 yards. That time, loss of 4.
Now 4 minutes remaining. McPherson trips to the right, 1 receiver left. Bankton looking to throw. Steps up into the pocket, fires deep, but too deep, intended for Puhala. It's incomplete. 4th down and 17 coming up.
Again, just trying to attack the seam, and Puhala was going down the seam, but it really was three defenders all the way around and just was unable to connect with Isaac Puhala and really kind of put the ball in harm's way there to Carter Bankston, but he's trying to make a play and pick up this first down.
Under 4 minutes, and yep, clock stops on the incompletion, 3:56, and this is a big play coming up. Empty back shotgun. They're going to stack the box, and Bankton throws near side for Malm, looking for an opening on the jailbreak screen. Malm stiff arms a man, trying to stay upright. He's going to pitch it back to Bankton. Bankton is held up. He's down at the 30. His helmet came off, and a flag is down. If that's a face mask, that could be a first down. We'll see. I think it's different in high school, but that would at least keep the drive alive.
The rule is that any personal foul, it's very rare that you have the automatic first down, but any personal foul is going to be an automatic first down, at least from my knowledge. This could be very different, though.
Personal foul, face mask by the defense behind the original line of scrimmage is enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. It is not an automatic first down. So we'll replay fourth down.
Yep. Good call. It's not an automatic. At the high school level, it's not an automatic first down. But it's 4th down and 2 now, and they say because it was behind the line of scrimmage, it's enforced from the line of scrimmage. So from 4th and 17 to 4th and 2.
Former SID at McPherson College, Scott Cox, lied to me then.
Well, you should ask the current McPherson College athletic director, Josh Dalmy, who is a high school football referee. 4th down and 2. Bankton fakes the handoff. He's going to keep up the middle, spinning, first down, and down just shy of the 40 at the 41-yard line. So out of all the chaos, McPherson moves the chains. Clock still not on their side. 3:38 to go. Clock will run after they spot the ball and move the chains, which is right now. They're down 33-14. Sorry, Nathan.
What a great job by Carter Bankston. He ran into Ashton Malm. There miscommunication all over the place on that play, and Bankston just put his head down and picked up that first down.
2 receivers each side in the shotgun. Bankton looks to throw, steps up, deep, near side, but short-armed, intended for Puhala. It's incomplete to make it 2nd and 10, but it does stop the clock.
Yeah, Bankston's still limping around a little bit, just unable to step up into the pocket and really put any sort of juice on that football and underthrew Isaac Puhala just a little bit.
3:18 remaining. 2nd down and 10 at the Augusta 41 for McPherson. They've scored 14 unanswered in this 4th quarter when they were once down 33-0. Bankton looking to throw. One-on-one ball for Malm near side. He hauls it in on the near sideline, just inbounds. What a play for Ashton Malm, making the catch out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Move the chains for a first down. It's a gain of 25 yards.
Again, another excellent play. One-on-one coverage. You're going to throw it up to your best player, your best wide receiver every time, and Ashton Malm brings it down.
3:13 remaining, and he goes out of bounds to stop the clock. Bankton will line up in the shotgun, 2 receivers on each end. Dane Becker, the tailback. They'll look to throw. Bankton steps up in the pocket, fires near side, intended for Hoover. It's incomplete. Knocked loose by Roman Bridwell, who almost picked it off, but it'll make it 2nd down and 10 at the 16.
Yeah, again, it just looked like some feet got tangled up there in between, some inadvertent contact as Hoover kind of fell down on the route, but just going towards the end zone, you're going to need a touchdown here before the end of this 3 minutes.
2:10 to go, or 3:08 to go, 2nd and 10. I looked at the wrong thing. My brain's been so fried this week on how crazy it's been with high school football playoffs, but it's getting crazy here too. 2nd down and 10. Malm in motion in the shotgun. 2-by-2 they line up. They're going to fake the handoff, fire it to Malm on the far side in the flats. Looking for an opening. He won't find one. Orioles are there to bring him down at the 20. That's a loss of 4 yards. Clock will run. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Yeah, just trying to make something out of nothing there. And Ashton Malm is dancing and bobbing and weaving and just unable to make any space.
So 3rd and 14. McPherson not really going up tempo. They're looking to the sideline, still waiting for their play. As the clock continues to roll. And the time not on their side. Now a couple of subs come in late, receivers-wise. As it looks like they're going to go 5 wide. There's no running backs in, or rather, Becker's in, but he's going to be a receiver on the far side. Play clock down to 5. Bankton has a man in motion as he's in the shotgun, takes the snap, pitches it out. Ingles is going to look to throw. Ingles fires high to the end zone. 1-on-2. It's knocked away and incomplete. There is a flag down. 2 flags are down, but these will be for ineligible men downfield. 2 O-linemen were past the 5-yard threshold that you talked about earlier, Nathan.
Yeah, that time just a reverse end-around pass, trying to give a chance up to Ashton Malm and Jackson Hoover on this far side. Ingles made an okay throw, just unable to connect. They're going to decline this penalty, and it's going to be 4th down, though.
Yep, that's likely the right cause. I mean, it was an incomplete pass in the end zone. 4th down and 14 coming up. And this is pretty much the ball game with 2:12 remaining. Trips to the left. 2 receivers wide right. One of them is Becker. Bankton in the shotgun as everybody lines up with 10 on the play clock. He'll look to throw. Bankton steps up into the pocket, fires deep to the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Dane Becker makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown McPherson. 33-20 the score now, 2:06 remaining.
Yeah, an excellent catch, and that time Carter Bankston stepped up and fired a bullet on a line to Dane Becker. And Becker had to find it, jump up into the air, and correct his body to make that catch. What a play on both sides.
Offense staying on the field, trying to go for 2 again. If this converts, it'd be an 11-point game, which would make it, in essence, a 2-possession game with a touchdown and 2-point conversion and a potential field goal. Bankton will roll to the right as they go for 2. Now cuts up, met up, still trying to drive, but he's going to be short, and they will say he does not get it. It stays a 13-point game, 2:06 to go. Things are getting a little bit interesting. Crazy things happen in high school football. 20 unanswered points by McPherson. Let's see how they fare on the ensuing kickoff up next. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to coverage of McPherson High School football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County.
Hey folks, this is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. Farmers, would you like to have your farm and personal insurance handled all by the one agency? At Ag 360 Insurance, we can handle it all with one agent. We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about your insurance needs. Feel free to stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128 or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Bit of a closer ball game now, but time not on McPherson's side. 33-20. Augusta leads with 2:06 remaining. You like the fight out of the Bullpups, but like I said, time not on their side. And a quarter, or actually they trailed 33-0 at the end of the third quarter. They've scored 20 unanswered. McPherson will come in likely for another onside kick attempt. They're 0 for 2 so far in this game.
Yeah, and this one they're making painfully obvious here. They are lining up.
When you have Ashton Malm in, yes.
They're lining up right on that 40-yard line so they don't have to run the extra 4 yards up there.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. 2:06 to go. Hoover will run up to the ball onside, bounces high near side, and it is brought down by Augusta. They're going to have it at the 48-yard line. Now bear this in mind as well. McPherson does have 3 timeouts left, and they can use those at their disposal, and we'll see what Augusta will do on this possession.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that what they're going to try to do is they're going to use this option, the option plays, and allow Brody Haskell to make decisions based on what the Bullpups are giving him. and allow him to go try to pick up this first down here.
Haskell in the shotgun. Same formation they've gone with most of the game. They're going to hand it off to Harris. Left side finds an edge, and he's met up in McPherson territory at the 44. It's an 8-yard gain, and then a good job keeping it shy of a first down by Colt Chapman, but it's still an 8-yard run. 2nd and 2 coming up.
The Pups not going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, with 1:40 remaining, and if they don't, then if they get a first down, then that pretty much will ice it. But I think, we'll see. 20 unanswered points by McPherson in this fourth quarter, and what a fight by McPherson. But again, the time just was not in their favor. Haskell takes a snap, hands it off. Harris left side for a first down. Melton will meet him across the 40 and pushes them down to the 36-yard line. An 8-yard gain. McPherson will probably let this clock run out and will make it all she wrote.
Yeah, another excellent run there by Harris. He's, from my count at least, and from what you've talked about here, 3 straight 8-yard runs here to put him up over 60 yards on the ground. They've done a really nice job on the ground all day long.
Victory formation is what it looks like for Augusta. And, yeah, less than a minute left, and that's pretty much going to do it. McPherson's season will end at 5-4. Augusta gets the victory. They've now won 3 in a row. It will be their first playoff win in 4 years. Haskell takes a knee. They still will have to run one more play. Well, actually, the play clock did not reset at all. So now the game clock is less than the play clock, and the officials are about to walk off of the field because the play clock was not reset in time. And yep, they're gonna make that it, and that's gonna do it. McPherson's season will come to an end here on their home field as they are defeated by Augusta twice. What a heck of a fight by McPherson in this fourth quarter, but Augusta was without a shadow of a doubt the better team tonight throughout this game. They will meet, more than likely, Mulvane this time next week on the road, and they will look to get some revenge against the Wildcats down in Mulvane. That's the game. Final score, Augusta 33, McPherson 20. The Bullpup Locker Room Show, the final Bullpup Locker Room Show of the season, comes up next. You're listening to coverage of McPherson High School football. It's part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County on Ad Astra Radio.
Coverage of Bullpup football continues next with the Bullpup Locker Room Show. On the way, we'll recap tonight's game, and we'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Jace Pavlovich. 98.9 and 1540 KMCP. The McPherson Bullpups play here.
Controlling your own weather can be easier than controlling anything else these days. This is Julie with RC Heating and Cooling. With a well-working cooling and heating system, you can be in control of your indoor weather at home. With so many things out of our hands, it's a good feeling to have a bit of stability. Call RC for a free estimate on new cooling and heating equipment. Call RC when your unit isn't up to par. Call RC to stay comfortable in any weather. Call RC 241-2787.
Whether you want a small home remodel or need repairs done or have a brand new build project in mind, Erickson Custom Building is your choice. All of us at Erickson Custom Building would like to thank our customers for 20 years of business and friendship. Brian and the crew at Erickson have spent those years developing excellent customer service and quality leadership for all types of projects, big or small, traditional or trendy. When your project is finished, it will reflect your vision for quality and follow-through that exceeds your expectations, not your budget. Call Erickson Custom Building or find us on the web at ericksoncustombldg.com.
When you bank with Great Plains Federal Credit Union, you're more than a customer. You're a member and an owner. That means fewer fees, better rates, and real people who care about you and your financial goals. Stop by one of our convenient locations in McPherson, Salina, Abilene, or Hillsborough and experience the credit union difference today. Great Plains Federal Credit Union in McPherson, member NCUA.
Now's the time to inspect your fleet and save big with Prairieland Partners Power Inspections. Bundle your equipment to receive 50% off any inspection after your first 2 large ag inspections. Plus, receive a special gift with your 4th Inspect the Fleet piece of equipment. Get peace of mind today by letting their John Deere certified technicians inspect your equipment. Offers end 12/31/2025. Restrictions apply. Call, stop by, or visit prairielandpartners.com to schedule today.
Prairieland Partners. Bullpup football on KMCP.
McPherson High School's football season comes to an end in the hands of Augusta. It's the second time they lose to Augusta this season, and McPherson season ends with a 5-4 record as McPherson will finish losing 33-20 against the Orioles. Welcome into the Bullpup Locker Room show. What you're hearing in the background is that the Glow band show is going to happen after the game, but either way. And if you're watching on the stream, we currently have a graphic up right now, but we'll take that graphic off if they are performing once we are, or while we are still in the locker room show. But still, either way, McPherson, their season comes to an end, and it's a hard and a bitter end for this team that was so fired up and ready to go for this game. But Oriole came back, no holds barred. They continued the hot stretch that they've had, and they've now won 3 games in a row. And man alive, how about Augusta? Even though they're 4-5 on the year, just this team has got the capability and the potential to do something huge next week. They will likely face Mulvane. We don't have a final for Mulvane yet, but they were shutting out Circle towards the end of 3 quarters, so we can kind of assume that that it will be Circle, or rather, correction, Mulvane and Augusta next week down in Augusta and in Mulvane, I should say. But yeah, this is one heck of an Augusta team. We always have to tip of the cap to incredible teams. We always give it where credit is due. We did it a lot 2 weeks ago. We're going to do it a lot again today because this team is really good. This is the best 4-5 team in the state, probably in the country, in my opinion. Okay, take it back. Best 4-5 public school in the state, if there are any private schools that are not. But you get my drift. You catch my drift.
Yeah, this has been a really good football team for the past probably 4 weeks. I mean, they have come on strong, and they've figured out what their personnel is. They've figured out who Brody Haskell was and Brecken Albert is, and all those guys that have kind of led them to success. And head coach Dawson Elliott has put his guys in the right positions to make plays. I mean, this offensive line gelled and has become better as the year's gone on. I know the scouting report early was that the offensive line was something that needed to be improved on, and they did that all year long when they got some continuity there. They've held together strong and did a nice job up front, allowing some space for Owen Roberts and Brody Haskell and allowing him to have time to get it out to Brecken Albert as well.
McPherson was shut out through the first 3 quarters. And let's talk about the fight that McPherson brought in to close this out. Yeah, they fall 33-20. They were down 33-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter. 20 unanswered in that 4th quarter. You like that they didn't quit at the end of the day. They thought that they could possibly get something special to happen even when things were against them. And time was just not on their side. But they made it a ball game. At least however much they could, they did just that, trying to fight back.
Yeah, they absolutely did it. Just the unfortunate part is it just happened a touch too late. If they could have started that comeback in kind of the middle of the 3rd quarter and put some points on the board before the 4th quarter, they were probably talking about a different game. But unfortunately, the Augusta Orioles defense and that offense held the Bullpups at bay until they just absolutely couldn't anymore. And this offense for the Bullpups was really good all year long, and there's some key pieces that I know are going to be coming back, and they don't lose very much from this offense. So there's room for optimism as well.
Yeah, and the optimist in me put everything down on my notes, and let's put this down. There were 12 seniors on this team, which is the fewest or the smallest senior class under Coach Pav. 23 juniors. Now, 8 of the 11 starters on offense are juniors. Millicent is technically not a starter. He's a second string, but if you factor in Millicent, that's a 9th terrific playmaker. Then there are other guys that were terrific on the offensive end as well. 6 of 11 defensive starters are juniors. 2 are sophomores. 1,000 coming into today, which this is a bit more, but only 2 rushing yards all season were by non-seniors. And this is, if I do the math in my head, this is a team that finished with over 50 or just almost 1,500 rushing yards, or actually over 1,500. Nope, almost 1,500 rushing yards. But only 2 of those yards were not by a senior. Only 2 of those yards were by a senior. The rest were not by seniors. Every passing yard were not done by seniors. 86.9% of all receiving yards were not by seniors. 23 of 24 tackles for loss and 9 of 10 sacks were not by seniors. This is a young group. They're going to figure out some things, especially with leadership going into the offseason into next year. And this is a team where the future is really bright. But now we're going to talk with head coach Jace Pavlovich. He joins us on the headset. This is always a very, very, sad interview to have. And I know, obviously, like we love talking to you, and I hate that this is probably going to be the last time on the air this year that I'm talking with you. But this was tough tonight.
Yeah, it's difficult. We say it every year. All good things must come to an end. We talk about the fact that football is unique to any other sport. There's a lot of these guys, these seniors, that they're never going to get to play football again. You can't say that about any other sport. You can go play basketball, you can go play whatever it is. This is the last time you get to strap on the pads and play this wonderful game. So it's very difficult saying, thank you and I love you to all these seniors and seeing their emotions and you spend 4 years with these guys and building relationships with these guys and their families, and to have to look at them in the face and see the disappointment in their eyes, it's difficult.
Just one thing that I want to talk about with this game was the fight that you guys had in the fourth quarter. I mean, you guys were getting shut out, and you still found a way with the limited time you had left to make it a ball game.
Yeah, there's no quitting these guys. It's so we talked at halftime about just chipping away and getting within a couple scores and making this a ball game in the fourth quarter, and they did just that. And super proud of their efforts and their focus and their never quit. And but against a good team, it's pretty difficult to fight back when you spot somebody 26 points, and it is very evident we weren't ready to play out of the chute.
Just kind of want to look back on just this team as a whole, this just from this season. We talked about the 12 seniors. It is the smallest, as you said, the smallest senior class in under your tenure, and this is your 11th year here.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these seniors were something special.
Man, what a great group. We started with, I believe it was 28, and, we had a lot of kids quit, and, what you see is quitting is contagious, within a class, and for these guys to stick it out and keep fighting with each other, for each other it's special, and we had a lot of guys out there contributing for us for the last time, and I tell you it's difficult, but with their senior leadership and what we were able to do and bounce back and have some highs and have some lows, and we did it all together, and the reason we stuck together is a big part is our senior leadership, and we're going to miss those guys. That's for darn sure.
We talked about this a bit last year too when you guys fell to Wamego, but we'll talk about it again this year. I mean, this future once again looks bright because a lot of the production from this year was by non-seniors. I put down, I think only 2 yards of rushing this year was by a senior, Keaton Crane, and 87 of all receiving yards were by non-seniors. Most of the defensive production was by non-seniors, and I'm sure a lot of us are hoping that a lot of these juniors come back and try to take what they lost in this one and try to take it up a notch and really push on further next year.
Well, I have no doubt that they will. A lot of these juniors played as sophomores, and we had a lot of sophomores playing this year, and we've got a good freshman class. So our future is bright. It's not something that you want to think about right now, but it definitely does help ease the sting a little bit in that we got a lot of guys coming back, and so you look at a lot of teams in our league. A lot of teams in our league are losing just a ton of seniors. So I'd like to think that we could put together a pretty good off season and make a run at this thing next year.
One last thing I want to talk about is the the coaching staff for this year. You brought in a couple of first-year guys, mm-hmm. Anthony Broder, even though he's wheeling his way across the field right now. Mm-hmm. Jayton Alexander, a former player under your tenure, mm-hmm. did his time at Tabor, brought his talents here to coach the corners. Just them, and then also the entire coaching staff. Guys that Nathan and I love talking to, mm-hmm. Montgomery, Sanbo, Harlan, the whole crew. Just how special is this coaching staff?
Well, it's a staff, in large part that's been together for 20 years, and that's really unique in a high school setting. A lot of these guys could have gone on and gotten head jobs elsewhere, but they chose to stay here, and they chose our kids and our program, and I'm so thankful for the staff that we have, because this is a great group of coaches that coach kids hard, but they do it the right way and have expectations, and football's a lot different again than any other sport, because you need to rely on your assistants a ton, and I do, and I trust those guys, and I love those guys, and they're tomorrow will be the first day off that we've had since the season started, and I know that all of those guys, myself included, we'd rather be in the office working, but it unfortunate it didn't happen for us. But this, I tell you, this staff is something special, and we continue to look forward to working with each other.
Coach, thank you so much for everything all season long. I'm trying not to get emotional, just because I know I mean it's always a pleasure covering these guys. So it's really appreciate you joining us for everything.
Thank you guys for all that you do for us too. It's been great to have you. It's been great to get you into a Bullpup football program, and the kids love you, the coaches love you, and again, thank you for what you do.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Head Coach Chase Pavlovich on the mic. We will wrap up more coming up after this. It's part of the Bullpup Locker Room Show. You're listening to coverage of McPherson High School football as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
More of the Bullpup Locker Room Show is next. Stay tuned as we name tonight's play and player of the game. Find exclusive stories highlighting Bullpup athletics at adastraradio.com. 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
With so much financial uncertainty, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Trenton Ruxlow. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for the future. After all, retirement isn't the end of the road, it's a new beginning. Call us at 620-241-5162. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Life's better when you're under our roof, because our agents can help you choose insurance to help protect what matters most. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family can have the help they need to continue to pursue their dreams.
Visit your local American Family Insurance agent, Steve Barr, at 807 North Main, McPherson.
Products not available in all states. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
Show your Bullpup pride with apparel from Artshirt, Gear for Sport at 211 North Main, downtown McPherson. We offer a wide variety of apparel for everyone in the family, offering sizes from newborn all the way to 4X. We wish all the student athletes a safe and successful season. Go Bullpups!
Hey everybody! Drive Performance Automotive is having a food drive. Bring in canned food or non-perishable items, and you'll get 1% off your service for each item, up to 10%.
And if you bring frozen meat, you get 2% off for every pound, up to 20% off for your service.
All the food goes to help families in our community.
Everyone, fill up a box and bring it to Drive Performance Automotive in McPherson this October and November.
Trust Jar with your car.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
Welcome back to the Bullpup Locker Room Show. 33-20 the final score. Augusta defeats McPherson. Augusta will move on to more than likely play Mulvane. We still don't have a final yet, but Mulvane was shutting out Circle towards the end of the third quarter, and Augusta will move on. They will be on the road next week. McPherson's season ends at 5-4. Do want to give a special shout-out and a thanks for the stats that were put together by Charles Cheney, a lead writer at the Butler County Times. He was putting all this together for this matchup. He put all the stats together on a document. So special thanks to him for these stats for this game. But some final numbers. Let's start off with McPherson. They had 311 yards, 171 passing, 140 rushing. Carter Bankton went 17 of 26 for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. By the way, we're going to have the band Glow Night going on in the background, so if you want to watch that while listening to me, go right ahead. But definitely enjoy this, and hopefully that's a way to close off your Halloween here tonight. But now, individually, in this contest, final numbers. Again, Bankton was 17 of 26, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Paxton Ingalls threw a pass, but he was 0 for 1. Receiving, Ashton Malm, 10 catches for 107 yards. His season comes to an end, if I can do the math in my head, so 107 yards makes it 1,128 yards this season, the 4th most in a season at McPherson High School. He was 26 away from having the 3rd most, but we also want to bear this in mind, and this is something to keep an eye on. He is 144 yards away now from being the school's all-time career receiving yards leader. It's crazy that he's almost there, but that's because he had 800 yards last year, and he finishes with over 1,100 this year. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Looking elsewhere, Jackson Hoover, 2 for 27 receiving, 2 catches, 27 yards, his first catches of the year. Paxton Ingalls, 1 catch for 5 yards. Bo Barkley, 1 for 8. Brody Millison, 1 for 4. Dane Becker, 2 for 25 and a touchdown. Rushing, Dane Becker led, 11 carries, 67 yards. Carter Bankton, 10 carries, 34 yards. Brody Millison, 4 carries for 40 yards. And Ashton Malm, 1 carry for -1. Offensively for Augusta, they had 377 total yards, 97 passing, 280 rushing here tonight. Brody Haskell went 9 of 12 for 97 yards and a touchdown. Brecken Albert had 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. Cade Kamak had 3 catches for 34 yards. Roman Bridwell had 2 catches for 10 yards. But the rushing attack is where it really stemmed off. Owen Roberts, 15 carries, 105 yards. Brody Haskell, 13 carries, 105 yards. Roberts and Haskell had a touchdown as well. Jaden Harris, 9 carries, 65 yards and a touchdown. Cale Wills, 1 carry for 7 yards. Time now to give you the Hub Brick Oven play of the game. The play of the game. Nathan, for our play of the game, what do you got?
I've got that fourth quarter jailbreak screen to Ashton Malm. I mean, that 72-yard touchdown there, that one play really sparked this offense in the comeback effort. That play right there.
That is the Hub Brick Oven play of the game, featuring their world-famous Brick Oven Pizza. Get your grub at the Hub, located at 100 South Christian and Mountain Ridge. Nathan, who do you also have for the People's Bank and Trust player of the game?
I'm going to go a little off the board here. I'm going to go with the 12 seniors. All 12 seniors that put in effort for the last 4 years that came to a culmination here tonight, and unfortunately they didn't end on a note that they necessarily wanted to end on. But for 4 years of effort, 4 years of playing football, starting on the freshman team to the JV teams to all the varsity teams, the effort that they showed all season long, the effort in leadership roles that some of them have never held before. I just think every single last one of them deserves the player of the game.
Well, that's the People's Bank and Trust Players of the Game. Community banking at its best with 21 locations in Kansas. This is People's Country. Before we take our final timeout, I'd like to thank Mid-Kansas Credit Union, Bullseye Irrigation, the Pooh Squad, Terra Financial Crop Insurance, The Good Merchant, So Swedish, and WaveTech Roofing. Thanks to them and all of our sponsors for helping bring you coverage of McPherson High School athletics. We'll take you around the McPherson Dental Care scoreboard and give you our final thoughts coming up after this. You're listening to the Bullpup Locker Room show as part of the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship, presented by Thrive Allen County.
Tonight's coverage of Bullpup football continues next. KMCP is McPherson's news, sports, and classic hits. Lane Gillespie brings you Bullpup football Friday nights on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.
Living the sweet life at So Swedish in Lindsborg. Explore Swedish candies you won't find anywhere else. Plus all the classic favorites you love. Bring the kids or just the kid in you. Living the sweet life at So Swedish, downtown Lindsborg.
Celebrate the end of the season toy and float sale going on now at Pools Plus. Surprise your family and friends with new outdoor furniture. 30% off all in-stock furniture and get $100 off for every $1,000 you spend. Shop local, shop Pools Plus, 21 East 1st and downtown Hutchinson.
If you're changing jobs or considering early retirement, you may be wondering what to do with your 401k. Before taking any action, make sure you know the rules, as mistakes can be costly. At Iron Horse Financial, we can show you how to avoid IRS penalties and full taxation, plus a little-known strategy to access funds early. For more info, go to 401krollovermistakes.com and download your free guide. You can also reach us at 620-765-6456.
Hey Bullpup fans, want to make a real difference in McPherson? Join the Bullpup Booster Club today. The Bullpup Booster Club proudly supports all student programs and activities, helping our teams, clubs, and organizations succeed. Your membership helps fund uniforms, equipment, and so much more for our students. By supporting the Booster Club, you're backing all of the Bullpups. Visit bullpupbooster.com to join today. Together we're stronger. Go Bullpups!
Nestled in the beautiful community of Lindsborg, you'll find assisted living at its finest at Sunflower Terrace by Bethany Village. Whether you seek full independence, freedom from cooking, or just a little day-to-day assistance, Sunflower Terrace is a place you can feel at home.
Definitely come to Sunflower Terrace. Get a tour, come and look. And it was very easy, and so it was perfect.
Get your free guide today at sunflowerterrace.com.
Bullpup football on KMCP.
This kind of hurts to say, but welcome back for the final time this season to coverage of McPherson High School football on KMCP. McPherson falls 33-20 over Augusta. Their season ends at 5-4. Again, in the background, the glow night for McPherson High School's band happening as we bid good night here today. But we'll continue on to with our final thoughts and also take you around the McPherson Dental Care scoreboard. Let's go ahead and take you around the scoreboard. First of all, Hoisington 74, Halstead 24. Marion 20, Salina Sacred Heart 12. That's a final score there. Trinity Catholic only up over Plainville 14-0 at halftime. They were delayed because the lights on the east side were not turning on. They were able to eventually. In 4A, Wellington defeats Arkansas City 37-20. Andover Central defeats Abilene 35-7. That's another, that was the 8 versus 9 matchup. So Andover Central is going to face Cape and Mount Carmel next week for the second round after Cape and Mount Carmel defeated El Dorado tonight, which was played at Wichita Heights, by the way. But they defeated El Dorado tonight to move on, so that will be the matchup there. In 5A, Hutchinson defeats Emporia 34-0. That final for Cape and Mount Carmel was 63-0 over El Dorado. final, Heston defeats Wichita Trinity Academy 35-0. How about this one? And in 5A, Andover falls to Salina South 24-20. That's a big time. That definitely opened my eyes because Andover was really good this year, and Salina South knocked them out in the first round of the playoffs. So those are some of the scoreboard finals, as those are brought to you by McPherson Dental Care, providing healthy smiles with a gentle touch. Don't forget, you can tune in to the scoreboard show tonight on KMCP. That'll be at 10:30. Nathan, got to ask, final thoughts.
Yeah. Final thoughts. For a team as young and as hungry as the Bullpups were this season, and the sense of optimism going into next year as well, with just being that young, is a good sign. I know. Like Coach Pav said, it hurts to lose tonight, and it hurts to have the finality that is this game, this season, this playoff run for some kids, their career, which is sad to say, but there is always going to be light at the end of the tunnel for at least the Bullpups, and I know absolutely all 12. All 12 of these seniors who are graduating, who should graduate this year, and got their last run as a Bullpup football player. Tonight they're going to do incredible things as they move forward with their life, and some of them going on to play football at a college level. Others going to do some other things and get into some other passions in their life, and that's going to be big for them.
Absolutely. Well, that concludes our coverage of McPherson High School football this season. As the final, Augusta defeats McPherson 33-20. McPherson ends their season at 5-4. Special thanks to Sherry Bruce in the studio. Special thanks all season long to Jeremy Snap for providing the live video coverage alongside with the radio call. Special thanks to you, my broadcast partner, Nathan Roble. Really appreciate you hopping on again this year. I know it's been a real treat to have you around. So, Nathan, thanks once again.
Well, thank you for inviting me back up here. You certainly didn't have to, and as always, as last year and this year, I've certainly had our share. We've certainly had our share of fun.
Absolutely. Coverage of McPherson College football continues. We'll have that game tomorrow here on KMCP. Pregame coverage will begin at 12:30, kickoff at 1 o'clock. The Bulldogs will take on the Southwestern Mound Builders down in Winfield. Regarding Bullpup sports, basketball will first be on December 4th. Their early season tournament will be in Salina. That will be the first time having an early season tournament, at least in recent history. That's mostly because of the new KSHA rules with the new amount of games that high school basketball can play now. So they will start off with a early season tournament at Salina South High School. That will start on Thursday, December 4th. Their first home game, the Roundhouse floor, will be done by basketball season. So, a lot of people have asked, you can cool your jets a little bit. It will be done by basketball season. The first home game is Tuesday, December 9th against Derby High School. So that's it for coverage of Bullpup football. Again, special thanks to everybody else. This has been Lane Gillespie. Thank you so much for tuning in all season long. We'll see you once again for Bullpup High School, for McPherson High School basketball, as that starts up in December. For the final time this football season, this is Lane Gillespie. Thank you so much. This has been a coverage of Bullpup football on the Healthy Blue Kansas Road to a Championship presented by Thrive Allen County, and you are listening to 98.9, 1540 KMCP.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
You've been listening to coverage of Bullpup football on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP. Bullpup football is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. This has been a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network, leading the way in regional sports coverage. The McPherson Bullpups play on 98.9 and 1540 KMCP.